G'day everyone, Matt Elder of Family Bricks here, and welcome to the first inaugural live stream. Great to have everyone around, and got some fantastic people lined up for this stream to be here chatting and building and just chilling out and relaxing and getting on from there. I'm down in Margate, which is about an hour east of London. Great little spot. It's been quite warm here, so let's get our first person in. Who looks like they're ready? Maybe we'll start off right here. Okay. This person is currently got some models in the Lego house, and it's great to find out that now that the Lego house is opened back up, those models are going to be there for an extra year, so it'll be a chance for everybody to catch them and see them while they're there. So let's bring in Kaz Mockett. How you going, Kaz?
Hi, I'm doing very well, apart from being a bit warm, but yeah, I'm coping.
Bit warm there, and yeah, we were just admiring your monorail shirt there.
Ah, yes, indeed. I'm wearing Kevin Hinkle this evening, and it's one of his designs.
Brilliant. Alrighty then. Speaking of which, we might just bring in Mr. Kevin Hinkle. Here we go. How are you going, Kevin?
I'm also wearing a Kevin Hinkle design.
Brilliant. So for those that don't know, Kevin is an awesome illustrator doing lots of graphics at the moment. You may know him from designing Beyond the Brick logo, Brickfest, and prior to that, he may have worked for the Lego company for about 12 years or so. So lots of experience there. And how are you going, Kevin?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for inviting me to this inaugural stream.
No, it's great to have you. And I think as you've just come off the back of yours, and then this weekend you're doing some others.
Yeah. I mean, that's when you first reached out and you invited me. I was like, it's not a really good time. You're like, it's my first stream. I'm like, oh, I'll be there. I'll make it work. Yeah,
no, we certainly appreciate it. So who can we bring in next? This next person has a fantastic Discord server, and you might find all the different Lego streams that are going on and just generally chatting in between streams. Let's bring in Sarah Starbricks.
Wow, thank you,
Sarah.
Hi everyone, and thank you for the wonderful introduction.
No, that's brilliant.
Thank you for having me.
Great that you could be along here, and not too sure, did Mr. Starbricks end up joining, or is he?
No, he had something for work he has to do, so sadly it's just me tonight, so sorry to disappoint.
No, that's cool. I think you've got the best seek fig, non-seek fig out of anybody.
Oh, thank you very much, my little Sarah Star.
Always with a prominent position. So, all right, let's bring in our next guest who's going to be here on the stream with us. If there's anything about color number 107, being teal, he loves it, knows all about it. He's a fantastic greebler and goes through and is updating some of the classic spaceships in fantastic ways, knowledgeable on Bionicle like you wouldn't believe, and also does a lot of the London AFOL's Instagram, and I think there might be some other social media. So bring in Lamborghini Waffle Sauce.
Did somebody say teal? I love teal.
I'm surprised you kept quiet, actually, until just then.
I was really holding back. I was trying not to be like...
And it looks like you've got one of the spaceships there.
Yeah, it's my most recent model. It's a classic space design, very greebly, as you can see. I'm going through a bit of sorting right now, so my room's a mess. I'm not at the level of Kaz Mockett or Kevin Hinkle, where I got intricate shelves behind me. You know, I'm up at Edinburgh at the moment, which is very fitting because my room at the moment it's very much like Train Spotting, you know, very big, very bare, very empty, except for all the Lego on the floor.
Excellent.
I barely walk around.
The final guest to bring in, and we've discussed this a bit before, the original, might have known a little bit about Lego. He won the initial Lego Masters UK, got all the way through that, which then it may have spawned a few other series which you may have been watching at some stage. Great to have him on the stream. Nate Diaz, how are you going?
Hi guys, nice to be here. Lovely to see you all, and thank you for the warm welcome.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, it's brilliant to have you in here. And we'll just go through and just have a quick look at the chat because there's a few people in here. Let's say good day to some people. Brick Smith, woo!
Hey, Julian.
Just need to turn that off for a sec there. Sans, g'day Sans. Stud Sidious, how are you going? As Tika's life, I'm sure I mispronounced that. Gargate even made it in. Brilliant to see you as well. So now we've got that there. And we'll just click back over here. If anybody hasn't figured out, this is the first time I'm doing this sort of stream, so I'm just getting into the rhythm and the flow of it. So we might just go around and see what everybody's up to. And we'll start, sort of go maybe graphically. We'll start with Kaz. What are you going to be up to this evening?
Well, after many months hiding under the table, I finally got this marvellous box out from underneath my city tables, and I'm building the Destiny's Bounty.
That is lovely.
So very excited about that. I've got this far so much, so you know we'll get there.
We'll get there. There might be a few more pieces to go on there.
Yeah, one or two.
And he's looking a bit flustered, so I'm not sure. Kevin, have you figured out what you're up to tonight, or do you need direction?
That's a trick question. So I don't think I'm going to open up a set because I only have a few left and they're all pretty big, and I don't know if I want to dive into that just yet. But the other day I was going through my bin of minifig torsos.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was kind of a disaster, and I figured out I can't find anything in it. So,
Back to forever sorting then, eh?
I'm gonna keep sorting. Like I was pulling out like all the green torsos into a bag, and I have all the black torsos. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna keep sorting.
Maybe once again.
Roughly, how many torsos do you think are in that box?
Oh, thousands. I mean, maybe 5,000.
Well,
Somewhere in that.
I guess somewhere between 3,000 to 5,000.
Wow.
We are literally watching this. We're
But,
on
you
the
know,
line.
it's never really been
Flying on you,
a big issue to find anything until now because I haven't really had to find anything. And I've been there's been multiple reasons that I needed to find stuff, and I get more frustrated every time I go through it. So I'm going to do that.
So there
Excellent.
you go,
So,
Waffles. I bet you're glad you haven't got 5,000 minifigures to sort, eh?
Yeah, I'm glad. I haven't been much of a minifigure collector, but now I've fallen into the trap. I'm.
It's a trap.
It is a trap. I'm at a point where I could back out of it before I go too crazy, but I don't know.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah. Might as well step outside of my comfort zone and just spend a bunch of quid on minifigures, won't I? Yeah. So here's the story. Fellow London AFOLs, Ross Fisher, he invited me to his Eurobricks Star Wars faction RPG. Don't ask me what that is. I still don't know. All I know is that I must build. So that's what I'm gonna do. And for that, that's the reason why I need some minifigures. No anything crazy rare minifigures, but custom minifigures like there's that girl over here.
Yeah. I'm just impressed for once that it's not my fault.
Yeah, it's the only time that you're innocent in this case.
Right.
Otherwise, I would blame it all on you.
I see.
And how about you, Nate? What are you going to be looking into?
I had a lovely delivery from Lego yesterday of lots of lovely new parts
Nice.
in very random colours. I've got a couple of bags full, so we're going to be sorting those this evening because they're not like anything that's in my sorted collection. So, yeah, let's see how
Well,
that
that's
goes.
easy then. You just put them in the God knows drawer.
Oh, no. We've got some lovely pieces. I've already found flame yellowish orange,
Ooh.
corner snot, which I believe there's only 4 of these in the Goofy and Pluto brickheads. So that's quite a nice little find. And that's the only set they're in. So I'll take those for nothing. That's lovely.
So with that mixed bag there that you got, how did you do it through bricks and pieces, or how did you come across that?
I'm doing a top secret job at the minute.
All right.
And I've been sent lots of nice things, I guess, to make it a bit nicer, or also just a bit of a thank you very much.
Oh.
Those are my favorite bags.
I'm sure all will be
What was that? Sorry, Kaz?
So you can tell us, but you're gonna have to kill us. Is that right?
Yeah, kind of though. That sort of deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't do it on camera.
No, do it on camera. I want to see some drama.
I was about to say. I mean, you want to get the views, man. Get the views.
Well, at this rate, this will be the first and last one.
What a way to go!
Come on! I only lost 5 guests in the last one.
It's very careless.
And how about you, Sarah? What are we looking at this evening?
What's that now?
What are you building or sorting?
Yeah, I had finished building my Hedwig on my last stream, so I ran out of Harry Potter sets now. So I'm not really sure what I had, so I just dug out this Lego movie set. And it's, let me see if I can show it. It's like a 2-in-1, so it's kind of weird. I don't even remember this from the Lego movie at all, but it's very medieval.
Mind you, there were quite a few things that didn't seem to bear much relation to having had much screen time.
No, like I definitely remember. I remember this character being in the movie, this Sharon Shoehorn, but the other people and this medieval stuff, I don't remember that at all. And I've seen Lego Movie a lot of times.
It was at the end where all of the people around the whole of the Lego world were sort of sticking it to the man, and they were the people from Middle Zealand.
Nate's been doing his homework.
It was a blink and you miss it moment, but it was definitely there.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I've seen Lego Movie more times than, it's almost embarrassing how many times I've seen that movie. But
Yeah.
It can never be embarrassing. It's beautiful in every way.
Friends.
It was that one and the green rubbish truck, which were shown together at the end, and it was only for 1 second as they're flying around the city, just chomping up the little the Matrix monsters. What are they called? Those black tentacly ones from the Matrix. That's what they were modeled after, yeah?
I love the little knights that come with it.
Go back.
Is somebody really close to a pedestrian crossing?
I wondered if it was your missus burning toast in the other room.
Sounds like someone keeps pressing for the green man.
I keep thinking that like somebody's outside. I'm like, is somebody outside?
No, that would only just be me. So
that's right. You're the host. You can do whatever you want to do.
Within reason. Yeah. We're not killing anyone.
Within reason.
Within reason. So, like, yes, who's the closest physically?
Well, looks like I'm safe.
Yeah, so it depends on which way you want to go, because Sarah's in Amsterdam, are you not?
Yes, I am. Well, I'm not really in Amsterdam, but I'm very close to Amsterdam, so I fully claim that as a city that I'm in, even though I'm like 20 minutes outside of it from the train.
Is it one of those things if you say the name of the city, people go, what? And then you say Amsterdam, like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, it definitely is.
Basically, anyone who says they're from Chicago, they're not.
Exactly.
Chicago,
it is one of those things.
Chicago.
It's the same with Seattle. When I lived outside of Seattle, I always told people I lived in Seattle, but you don't really live there either.
Yeah. I lived in Chicago, so when I met someone else like outside Chicago who said, "Oh, I'm from Chicago," I'm like, "What neighborhood?" The keyword is neighborhood, not suburb. Take your Oak Brook, Willow Brook, Brook Forest elsewhere.
I mean, to be honest, people in the US don't even really know where the Netherlands is anyways. So it's just, you can say Netherlands, they still don't know where you live. So I have to say Holland, or I have to say Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is just the easiest way to be like, that's where I am in the world.
You show them a map and they'll point to China.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people don't. Most people don't.
Just for completeness' sake, what is the place that you're in? Not Amsterdam.
The city I live in?
Yeah.
Right now, it's a city called Almere.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's something I feel like nobody really knows of. So
I've heard of a few things in Holland, but not that one. So
yeah, maybe probably like Rotterdam or The Hague or
Utrecht, Delft, or something.
I have some family who live in Harlem.
Oh, really? Oh, Harlem's nice.
Harlem, the other Harlem.
The one New York Harlem? Harlem here is quite nice.
Fun fact about me, I was actually born in Amsterdam.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
But you're not Dutch, are you?
No. I could get my Dutch citizenship because I have the birth documents to prove it.
Oh wow!
My passport is Hungarian because my mom was Hungarian, and that's where I was raised.
Oh wow!
My father was from Suriname.
Oh yeah, there's that makes a lot of sense to me then, because one of my really best friends here is Suriname, and she's like the nicest person I've ever known in my life, and there's a really large Suriname community here. So that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, because Suriname was a Dutch colony, and like my father's side, they're from India. So it's like, when you look into the whole colonialism, like they were India, and then they went to Suriname, and then they ended up in the Netherlands.
Have you ever thought about relocating and living in the Netherlands for a while?
Yeah, but I haven't been there since I was a baby, so it's a lot to get used to.
Okay.
Currently I'm in Scotland, and English-speaking countries.
Yeah, you said Edinburgh, and Edinburgh is really nice. I got to go there a couple years ago, and it's so beautiful. Wow.
I love it. It's so small. It's really lovely.
But here it's pretty common to speak English as well, so I'm kind of able to get by.
Yeah, figured.
Yeah. But it's like earlier we had somebody come to the door and they just start talking a lot in Dutch, and I'm just standing there like with a blank expression, and it's like, hold on. I have no idea what you're saying. My Dutch is not that good. So
yeah, that's what I do when people are talking Scottish.
Oh yeah, I bet.
That's what everybody does when people talk.
You just smile and nod. You're just like, oh yeah. Okay.
I'm like, aye. Cheers. That's basically it.
So how's the chat doing? There seem to be lots of things flashing past my eyes. I can't keep up.
Yeah, there's lots of people in there. I'll just run through, just say good day to some people. Let's see who we got here. Although we might start off, because I butchered it last time, and it was suggested that I ask Sarah Starbricks, how do you pronounce Aztez? Well, Aztez is life.
ATEEZ.
ATEEZ, is it?
ATEEZ is life. Because ATEEZ is a Korean pop band. It's a K-pop band. A K-pop
Nice. Hey, thanks for all your efforts lately.
What?
We've had a lot. K-pop has been in the U.S. news very ferociously recently. So,
For all the right reasons.
that's why I'm saying thank you for your service.
Salute to all the real troops out there.
Hey, not all heroes wear capes.
No.
Yes. And we've got, say good day to DP Sheep Bricks. G'day.
Yeah, Deppy Shep.
Deppy Shep. Maybe we should get somebody else to do this. I can't read properly.
That's okay. It's okay.
There's some familiar names in the chat. I know Daily Brick. I think they left. I don't know.
Yeah, he was here and he was actually helping me out yesterday. I did a little test stream for a couple of minutes and he was great with that. And somehow that actually got a lot of views and comments. It's just like, but it's a nothing video. Like, you tried.
You know, those tests are private.
The Daily Brick is a popular.
Yeah, and that test was actually pretty entertaining to watch. I watched the whole thing and I was like, this is funny.
I just put it there. It's like, nobody will watch this. And then, Galagay was here and now I'm saying goodnight. So good night to Galagay and everybody else.
Bye, Galagay.
I'm gonna promote this stream on a Discord I'm part of.
Oh yeah, I wonder if somebody posted it in the Discord that I run as well.
Of course, by all means.
Let me take a look and see.
I'm gonna try to get some boyos from the Rich Boy J Discord to come here.
I put it on the Twitter. So
I'm actually going to try to share it as well if I can manage to do so.
I'm old school.
Seems that we've got 17 people watching, which is fantastic.
That's great.
Considering we've only just been going for the better part of like 15 minutes or so. So brilliant. Thanks very much for everybody who's there in chat land. And even got 14 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. So I know there's at least one troll watching. So you haven't made it. You've got a troll.
Doesn't matter. Still engagement.
That means you're doing all right. You're doing good.
Gotta love that.
You're nobody if you don't have any trolls.
And we also have Lepin Destroyer. Good to see you. You pop up on lots of places, so that's great.
Hey, Nate, do you still have that suit? The Lego suit?
I do. In fact, it's just at this end of the Lego room.
Oh, I mean, I didn't want to make you go get it. I was just wondering if you still owned it. That's like legendary. That should be in like the Smithsonian. Is what it should be. Look at it. Look at that.
Let's pull it out there.
It's beautiful. It's pure plastic. I mean, there's no way I can wait today. I'm already sweating buckets.
Classy.
You
might as well put it on then. It won't make any difference, will it?
No.
Do you have special occasions where you wear it?
My stag do was where I bought it. I wore it for Lego Masters auditions.
Oh yeah.
I wore it for a couple of the school proms at my school that I work at, but other than that, not a lot.
It's pretty good though. It's like legendary.
You should wear it to a show sometime, Nate.
It's been I wore it at the first North Knots Brick Show, or the second, one or the other.
Sadly, I wasn't there.
Sorry. In fact, I've worn it at a couple of them because then if anything goes wrong, they just say, look for the idiot wearing the Lego suit. And they can find me straight away.
People can be so cruel.
Kaz, should I share that picture of that bionicle dress?
Hey?
Should I share that picture of that bionicle dress? I don't know where it's from.
Oh, I thought you meant Kaz owns it.
No, good God.
Oh.
I don't own any Bionicle, I don't think.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, that's super cute.
That is,
hey,
wow.
I need the link for that. That's super cute.
I I don't know where it's from. I found it on a Bionicle meme page. Like,
oh no, that's a tease. That's so mean because I really want to buy that now. Actually, I see it and I'm like, wow, that's really cute, and I really want that.
That's awesome.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that dress.
Yeah, I saw that pop up in the Slack the other day, and it's sort of like, okay, where are we going with this? Is this something you bought, something you're interested in?
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a lot of that in Slack, though, isn't there, really?
Wow, that's so cute. I'm going to have to look for that when I get off this stream.
yeah.
I'm just going to go mute while I open some bags.
Are you a Bionicle fan, Sarah Starbrick?
No, I've never even played with Bionicles. I'm not going to lie. I have no idea anything about Bionicles, but the dress, super cute.
That's an acceptable answer.
I'm just being honest.
I was trying to eyeball, like, when you were showing that picture, I was like, which one is that? I'm like, Metro Nui. That's an interesting, like, sub-theme of Bionicle to turn into a dress. Interesting. All right.
Yeah. I'm like, why is it the Toa Metro that got the dress treatment?
It is a very odd.
Like you would automatically go for the original theme, you know.
Yeah, it's like making a dress using nothing but stuff from Star Wars Episode 2. It's like, well, okay, I mean, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, are there some legit Bionicles fans?
Oh, yeah.
Right here. Hi.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody always seems to hate on
all
it.
of the hate comments in the latest ideas reveal.
Everyone's so hateful.
Everyone who likes Bionicle was very hateful that the Bionicle idea did not get through.
Yeah,
I wasn't that upset. Like, I don't see how that would have been made into like a proper set. I love the idea. I love that people were pushing for it to have the recognition it deserves. But from a middle standpoint, it wasn't really the.
Yeah, negativity is never really the way to go about it. But no. I mean, I spent a lot of time, very closely involved with a great deal of Bionicle fans, and it is actually very fascinating because you don't really have, I think, a similar subsection of Lego fans that have dealt with as much quote unquote trauma as the Bionicle fans have. And it's all a toy, it's all a hobby, it's all plastic bricks, but they've had their theme removed from them twice. Which is very traumatic when you're really into something, and to have it be taken away, and then you get it back, and then you get it taken away again.
Yeah.
After only a year and a half out of a 3-year marketing plan. Like, I get it. I totally get it.
Bionicle was a real roller coaster ride, to be honest.
And it's very well documented. Yeah. Bionicle and Star Wars saved Lego from bankruptcy. Those two themes are what saved the company. So without Bionicle, you wouldn't have a lot of the original IPs that exist today, like Ninjago and Chima and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And you can see the similarities between Ninjago and Bionicle, like a group of elemental heroes, constant upgrades, a pretty well done and complex story, even both the teams.
But like I said, I mean, I don't ever condone just being rude and negative and all that, but I can get it. I mean, they rallied together to push that project to 10,000 within like a week.
Yeah.
They were real, and because also they timed it with Bionicle's 20th anniversary.
Yeah,
it's clever.
They're not too happy that Seinfeld's 30th anniversary was favored over Bionicle's 20th anniversary.
See, Seinfeld, straight over my head. I don't even remember it being shown over here.
I've never watched it.
I did some research about this very question the other day because we were having a little argument about it on our London AFOL's Slack channel, and it turns out that it was shown in the UK, but it was on late at night on BBC Two, and it kept changing the time it was on. So nobody ever knew when it was on, and it just
didn't get much of a following.
Really never took off.
There you go.
I mean, I don't think I ever watched an episode of it, to be honest.
I mean, they kind of remind me of like mechs meets Technic pieces, but I've just never used the Bionicles before. I've never gotten an opportunity to use them, and it's probably because that was just something that happened during my very long dark age.
Yeah, these are the second the second generation when it got brought back in 2015.
Oh,
so
wow.
it uses a lot of the newer building systems. Some of these shells you might see in like the Hulkbusters and Ninjago Max, and Star Wars even had their own action figures like this. The original one was much more Technic based, much more greebly, if you say.
Yeah, the colors are really nice too.
I've occasionally used them as greebles on a Micropolis build, but never really anything more than, oh, that's a pretty shape. Let's stick it on the side of this flat wall because it looks a bit dull. And it worked for that. So.
That's kind of.
Do we think that Lego themselves have got a plan to mark the 25th anniversary of Bionicle?
No.
Maybe the ideas that didn't get through.
I mean,
you said the 25th there. That's 5 years' time.
Like,
sorry, 20th.
Or is that what you meant?
I feel like they should. I honestly feel like they it's kind of silly not to, but I don't think they will. I think they'll probably just go right on by like nothing happened.
Yeah, like they've always done.
Right. So what's actually really fascinating is so Brick Fair, Virginia, which is one of the largest Lego fan events in the world, has the largest gathering of Bionicle fans every year. With upwards of 200 to 300 Bionicle enthusiasts, and they have the largest display space in the entire venue.
Oh wow!
We
go there.
We actually the owner of the event started creating special table risers because they have so many mocks, and I mean I'm talking hundreds of mocks, that he made risers so that the tables can go 3 levels up.
Wow!
Like a stair step effect.
Wow.
And just for Bionicle. He didn't do it for the military sections or any other. He's like, nope, only the Bionicle fans get that. And they have, oh my goodness, they have hundreds of square feet dedicated to the Bionicle area.
Wow. I had no idea there was so much love out there for Bionicles.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, you have no idea.
That's so cool.
If there's a Lego thing, there's somebody out there that loves that Lego thing.
Yeah.
So going back to the
most obscure Lego team.
But yeah, I definitely shed a tear. I shed a tear when the Bionicle project was rejected. I shed a tear. I'm like, man, this is why that group gets so salty, is because they keep getting turned over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. Poor guys and girls.
But you know, you don't need to be nasty, but you have right to be sad.
Yes.
Right to be sad.
Well, do we think the Seinfeld one then in the UK is going to go down a bit like the Voltron one? Because there wasn't a lot of love for Voltron in the UK because it wasn't really shown to us. We had Power Rangers and Transformers. We didn't really have Voltron over here. So a lot of the Lego stores were stuck with loads of Voltrons in their back storerooms that they couldn't shift because no one in the UK really knew it. It was a really niche thing for us over here.
Did they mark them down?
Like I went down to the London store to build one live on YouTube for Lego, which was really great. And to say thank you, they gave me one for free, which we're among friends. I went and swapped that in the Lego store for some Harry Potter sets. I've already built it once, so I didn't want it for the build experience, and it's not.
Sure as hell not going to build it again. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. It was a great build experience, but it's not something that I need on a shelf somewhere.
No.
That was awesome.
Whereas, yeah, over in the States, they went mad for Voltron. They loved it, and yeah, it just didn't get the same reception over here.
Interesting.
Yeah, it seems that the Seinfeld thing, like it's like a blind spot for the UK, because certainly in Australia it's quite big, in Canada it was big, US it was, it's the most watched TV show, like the final episode, unless Games of Thrones or one of those overtook it recently. But so there's a massive fan base, and it's the sort of thing where I think the fan base is much, much bigger than Friends even. So
So you know what's really interesting about this topic is Lego for so many years really kind of leaned heavy into regional exclusives and what works for this market doesn't work for that market, and you're going to have that and there. And so many people in the AFOL community specifically rage against that, saying global consistency, we all have it. And then people go like, well, I don't understand. This thing doesn't resonate with my market. And it's like, yeah, that's why Lego did it in the first place. But then people get so mad. And you guys saw that they started reversing course on some of those like Asian exclusives because so many people were bombarding customer service complaining that Lego shouldn't do regional exclusives. But on the same token, you're like, well, I don't know how that'll resonate in this market. It's like,
well, this is it.
I don't mind it's released here. I've just no interest in buying it personally. So
No, but I think you're absolutely right, and you're sure you're not alone. I'm sure you're absolutely not alone.
But for me, scarcity drives up the market, doesn't it? And a couple of years ago, or maybe was it last year, where we had the little Dancing Dragon set and the Chinese New Year meal set, which you could only get in sort of Eastern Asia. I really felt that I needed those sets, and I spent extra money to get them shipped over from China.
Yeah.
And then they released the Dragon Boat race worldwide, and I never bought it because anyone can buy it. It felt a lot less like I needed to get that set, which I know sounds really snobbish. That just didn't appeal to me anymore.
That's when we're supposed to turn all of our cares into a circle and tell you have a problem.
Yeah,
there's an intervention is required, Nate. I was really lucky in that I got a colleague from work who's half Japanese, and just around the time that they'd or just after they released those first two sets that were only available in Asia, he went back home to visit his parents. And I said, it actually happened a little bit afterwards because I didn't think there'd be any left in the shops because they were really hard to find even over there at one point.
Yeah.
And I said to him, oh, well, these are quite nice. If you happen to see them, I'd be really, really pleased if you could bring some back for me. And he went, oh, I'll have a look. I was fully expecting not to get anything at all. And then he sent me a message saying, oh, yeah, I've got both of them. It's like, okay, how much? Retail, he says. I'm like, oh my God. So I didn't get a box because he had to basically take them out of the box and stuff them in a suitcase. But they came in 2 Tesco's carrier bags, which I was quite happy about. But yeah.
What do you got there, Lamborghini?
It's my classic spaceship that I built a month or 2 ago.
The SS Griebel, isn't it?
The SS Griebel. There's a little me in there, scarf and all.
Have they made the scarf yet in teal?
Oh, don't tempt me.
You're not going to do a custom paint or something?
Maybe you could get a custom 3D printed one.
I'll wait for Lego to force their hand in teal. I just found out that the Technic Lamborghini set, they prototyped it in every color except for teal.
Oh, no.
Come on, man.
Just to annoy you.
So I did a little Photoshop work where I recolored the whole thing into teal. Just because.
So I assume that's your favorite Lego color.
How did you know, Kevin?
I was going out on a limb.
When we were doing the House of Dots, they had like the bags of teal, and you'd have like 5,000-6,000 pieces in a bag, and there was like 10 of these bags or something, and somebody may have been holding on to them a little too tight.
He would go over to the bag and sort of mush it round and start sniffing them, going, oh,
Libor and Peter were like, okay, no more teal. I'm like,
when you start smelling the bricks, that's when we turn our chairs the other direction. All right.
Yeah, we did, Kevin. We did. Don't worry.
What happens in Oxbridge stays in Oxbridge.
Well, apparently not. It stays on the internet. So
someone did ask me that at some point. They were like, "Do you ever when you open a Lego set, do you get like a fresh whiff of the element?" And I'm like, "No, what are you doing?"
Oh, but you have to. When you used to get the not the play boxes, the boxes like 6,000 2x4s, they smell beautiful with ABS.
So you
Oda Billund.
Yes.
you're trying to get the Danish air, huh? All right.
Just a little bit of Bill and air in there. Freshens the lungs.
Seeing we went a little bit. Most people obviously have seen the three results which have come through for the Lego ideas. One of them being obviously Steve Typewriter. So Nate, have you spoken to Steve at all since then, or been in contact?
I have indeed. I rang him up as soon as I saw the new. Well, he sent me a little message because I'd messaged him the day before because I'd seen a post saying that, of course, the reveal was going to be that day. He didn't even know that, so that was a bit worrying that he didn't know when it was going to be announced. So he contacted Lego Ideas, who said they can't tell him anything before the announcement, which I felt really bad for him if he was going to find out at the same time as the rest of the world. But then I got a message from him in the morning saying he's found out. He can't tell me either way, but I'll find out later. So I found out off the live stream, then tried to ring him. He didn't answer. So
The sniper.
I didn't know why. And it turns out he was actually in a Zoom meeting with the design team in Billund at the time of the show. So that they've already been working on it for a while, apparently.
I guess
So
that's
really
an adequate
exciting.
excuse then, isn't it?
Oh yeah, really good excuse not to answer. He did ring me as soon as he got out of the meeting, so he's so excited. Bless him! Like it's his dream come true to have a Lego set that's going to be on shelves that he could say to his kids, "I designed that," and that's incredible.
Yeah, because he's certainly done a lot of revisions and everything. It's not like he just did it once and threw it up. And
there's been so many versions of it, and I think it's really personal to him because, of course, we used that. The original one we used in our final piece in Lego Masters, and it's that partly helped us win. So it's really personal to him. It's part of his Lego journey, and to have it turn into a set is just incredible for him. He's so happy.
So now I guess he can start lining up his signatures and upselling them on eBay and stuff.
I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him if he did. To be fair, we might see if we can get him to do it at one of our shows with all the brickworks. Depends when it's released, I guess, if it's anywhere near one of our shows.
That's really interesting that he didn't know till the day of, because that's not how we used to do it.
Well, it was literally like 3 or 4 hours before that he found out. So I don't know if people had leaked anything in the past or anything like that.
The only reason Lego changes anything is because something went wrong. So
yeah.
But yeah, it used to. I mean, it wasn't. Don't get me wrong. People weren't being told months ahead of time, but they were. I think usually like a day or two before they would have a meeting, and then the announcement would come out.
Well, that's kind of what I would have expected, to be honest. And then when he said no, they're not going to tell me beforehand, I was really upset for him because it's not fair, is it? If you're finding out at the same time as the rest of the world, let's face it, some of the recognised Lego fan media would have found out before he would.
Probably.
Which really wouldn't be nice.
So
to be fair, he's used to dealing with NDAs. I remember when we did Lego Masters, we couldn't tell anybody we were even part of the show, let alone the fact that we'd won it. And it even came to the point where there was a trailer for it on TV, which had both of our faces on it, and we both spoke on it, but we still weren't allowed to tell people that we were on the show. Even though they could see it on national TV. It's just a little bit ridiculous.
Oh, man.
That wasn't me. Somebody must have told me.
Someone looks exactly the same as me and speaks just like I do.
I have a funny story about that. I had a piece of artwork that I posted online, and Boone Langston reached out to me. This was forever ago. This was months and months and months ago. And he was like, I really like that piece of artwork. Is it available for sale? And I've known Boone for years. And I'm like, yeah, I'm selling it. And he's like, okay, cool. I'd like to buy it as a gift. But this is kind of awkward. I need you to ship it not to Oregon. And I'm like, okay. And I mean, it was really bizarre. Like, it was really bizarre. And I'm like, all right, where am I shipping it? He goes, okay, this is also going to be weird. I need you to ship it to a hotel in Hollywood. Like, okay. So this was around November time. And so I remember going to the post office, mailing it to him. And then Joshua Hanlon from Beyond the Brick sent me an email going, hey, Kevin, unfortunately, Boone Langston's not available this year to co-host the 24-hour live stream. Would you be willing to come on? I'm like, I guess so. And I'm sitting in my car outside the post office, and I go, "Oh, Boone Langston's gonna be on Lego Masters." I just sat there and like it all like clicked together. I'm like, Boone Langston, he lives in Oregon. All of a sudden now he's in Hollywood, California. He wants me to ship something to a hotel address. Joshua says he's not going to be available in several weeks because he's got another engagement. He's being really cryptic about it. This guy's on the show. Done. Gotcha.
To be fair, I was so sure he was going to win. But no.
Oh, Boone.
Yeah, Boone.
I mean, I had to pull for Tyler. I have known Tyler for so long. Tyler's been in the community since he was like 11. I was like,
wow.
this guy has been, that's it. When I saw Tyler was on the show, when they finally did the real reveal, I was like, oh, Tyler won.
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to see it yet, so I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Oh, I know who won, but I just haven't seen any of the shows.
Well, there's not really a legal way to watch it in the UK, is there?
No, exactly.
That's how I feel about all the countries, because I don't watch any of the other. The only reason I watched the season 1 of the UK one is because I was still at Lego and they did an employee screening for us. So no matter what office in the world you were in, you got to watch it. That was kind of cool.
You probably got to watch it before I did.
I think so, because it had like the markings and stuff on the film when they haven't like finished editing it. I don't know what that's called.
I saw episode 1 after it had aired in the UK because we got sent a link so we could watch it online, but only an hour before it aired in the UK. And I was actually over across in Billund for an AFOL preview of Lego House, which is really cool. But I was on a plane when my link opened, and by the time I'd got to the hotel, it had already aired in the UK. So I had to turn my phone off, try and get on the hotel Wi-Fi and watch it through the link I'd been sent. But by that time, it had already aired 2 hours ago. So everyone was texting me saying how it had gone. It didn't help that in episode 1, it revealed that the winners would be going to Billund to go to Lego House. And I'd already told everyone that I was going away for the weekend to Billund to Lego House. So for episode 1, all my mates thought that I'd won. And I'd be like, no, it was just a holiday. And it really was just a holiday, but nobody believed me.
Jig is up. Jig is up.
Pardon?
I said the jig is up. They were like,
yeah, exactly. Like I looked like a prat because they put in episode 1. We didn't know what our prize was until after we'd been told we won. Whereas it revealed it in episode 1 for the whole of the UK.
So after that show, like after that first season was done, were you like getting to be famous on the street? Were people recognizing you and saying anything?
For a couple of months, yeah. It was more like, I know your face, where have I seen you before, rather than, oh, you're Nate.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's a lot less, unless I happen to be standing in the Lego store or at a Lego show, which is nicer, to be fair.
Yeah, you still get mobbed a bit at shows. I was his neighbour at one of the shows last summer, and there was a constant stream of people going, "Oh, can I have a picture? Can I, autograph?" So the fame is still there, I think.
Oh yeah. What were some things that you were asked to sign? Where do you put your autograph?
It's thankfully, luckily, just Lego pieces or random Lego sets that people have bought at shows that have got absolutely nothing to do with me.
Interesting.
But I'll stick my name on it. It's fine. As long as it's not a check, it should be fine.
Just make it out to cash, please. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Now make it out to Kaz. That'd be even better.
Oh, even better.
In fact, I've got one of the little highlights. A very, very nice man who worked in Lego America sent me this little guy, which was very kind of them.
That's worth a lot of money these days. If you're ever feeling like if your times are tough, man, you have my blessing.
No, he was very welcome because he's part of my collection now.
Oh wow!
I was lucky to pick up a few nice sig figs when I was over there as well.
What's that on the very bottom right?
Very bottom right. Oh, that's the 8th Lego World, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
At some point, will be replaced with a minifig business card as soon as I get another one.
Butt chop. I wish I was famous enough to have access to Kevin Equals at Thanos.
Hey, Doc, how are you going?
You are famous, Chop.
Indeed.
Infamous, even. I mean, no.
Oh, this one's a little blast from the past on this guy.
This one, so let's get that.
Ooh.
Spirus, right? I think Space Police 1 or something like that. Something.
It looks like that.
There, and I think Waffles has got something. What are we looking at there?
Bionicle.
More Bionicle.
More bonkles. Woo.
Uncles.
What's your favorite Bionicle character?
Pohatu. Hands down, Pohatu.
I'm in the.
Didn't even need to think about that, did you?
No.
I'm in the Toa Khan camp.
Oh, a great character.
Especially when he's riding that thing that he rides. The Kikliano beast or something like that. I don't know. The set was a Bionicle character riding a Bionicle horse, and I'm like, yeah, I need to buy that. That's pretty good.
Toalikan. It was like a rhinoceros kangaroo looking.
Yeah, it was some kind of beast. And I'm like, that looks pretty cool.
That was a cool set.
And then I watched the movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like that character. That's a good character.
There was a movie?
There was like 5.
4.
Wow.
Actually.
I'm assuming like straight to DVD.
Well, 3. We don't talk about the 4th one.
In the last movie, Michael Dorn, who played Worf in Star Trek, he did the voice of one of the characters.
Yeah. It was pretty much the only good part about that movie.
I'm trying to think of all my Star Trek references. Patrick Stewart did narration for Lego Universe for the intro video of Lego Universe. I'm just trying to make Doc happy. References.
Aw.
I'm having real trouble with a part of this instructions to do with with some little flappy things at the back here. And it says that you're supposed to put these two, I've taken one out actually, but there's 2 sort of tables there. And then you're supposed to turn this down to further round than that in the instructions, but they only go to that much. And I'm like, how does that work? Because it shows them almost vertical.
What does the next step look like? Is it a weird render, and then the next step has it a little bit fixed up?
No, it shows them in exactly the same place, in a sort of orientation that I don't think they'll even fit.
Have you tried rebooting it?
I'll try Control Z, maybe that'll help.
Maybe a little Control Alt Delete action.
I've probably done it wrong. I mean, you know, probably find I've done the whole of the back section 1 stud too far.
Yeah, everything's 1 stud off.
There might be swearing in a minute.
Butt chop, why are you streamed out? He says he's streamed out. Why are you streamed out?
Oh no, we haven't even got to the 72-hour stream yet. So have you guys seen that? It's pretty old at this point, but the brick built sculpture of Lightning McQueen from Cars that Lego did a few years ago.
No, I haven't seen that
I
yet.
don't remember that one.
Yeah, it was floating around doing the rounds, but they built that at the model shop in Connecticut, and they had one team start on the top and work their way down. I think make the roof and the eyes, and then the other team started on the bottom, work their way up.
What could possibly go wrong?
They were 1 stud off in the middle.
Oh no.
And so they had to use these like little special saws, and they sawed off the studs because it wouldn't line up. And so they sawed them off and then glued it like that because they couldn't connect them.
We have been witness to Lego staff butchering Lego, have we not, Matt and Waffles?
Oh.
When we did our
So
boxing.
which team got it wrong, though? Who was the stood out?
Sorry?
Do we know which team got it wrong? The top half or the bottom half?
I mean, they're both going to blame the other team. What was even better is at that time it was one team was Master Builder Dan and the other team was Master Builder Chris, so father-son duo. But I mean, I couldn't tell. They had to tell me on the model because I couldn't tell that happened. I was like, oh yeah, it looks like it's a fraction of a hair on the wrong way. So what's your plan with this, Matt? You're going to do this every week, every month, every day? Stream forever? 24-hour stream? Never end?
I think obviously doing the first one, I think I'll do one next week as well, and then from there just sort of reassess it. And I think the week after it's Butch Chop's 72-hour live stream one, which I think Kaz is on that. You're on that, Kevin. Yeah. Sarah, are you on that?
Yes, I am.
You're on that too.
Next week is actually 8 till 9 is Brick Bakery and Legolomaniac, so quite a few of us may well be over there for that one. They're doing theirs once a month.
Okay.
Oh, they do a once a month stream?
Yeah, they've started a once a month double header, so it's only month 2, but yeah.
You guys say live streaming every month is a lot. I live stream every week with Rich Boy J, sometimes twice a week.
You're in the pro league.
Yeah, I'm in a totally different demographic. I got caught up with all the Star Wars boys, with their 501st battle packs and clone gunships and all that.
I have news, everybody. I'm an idiot.
Uh-oh. Is it a one-stud off?
No. I was trying to turn them the wrong way, wasn't I? So I was trying to turn them that way, and you turn them that way. Duh. Too what to think properly, that's my excuse.
I'm going to still blame this question.
Plus, I've had a gin and tonic or two. That might have nothing to do with it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's that stream. All right.
Nothing at all to do with it.
Or another one of those, and it might become Destiny's Drinky.
So what's Matt up to? Is he just moderating, or are you actually building something, Matt?
Yeah, I think I've now successfully managed to outsource the building to the kids. So
all right, okay.
They're in the other room watching it. It's the sort of thing where I've seen other people when they, probably given a bit too much stick as well about when they host and build next to nothing. So I thought might not try too much and be too ambitious. So just a little 3-in-1 creator set.
Well, we're not exactly in the other room, are we, Daddy? We're both right here.
Yes.
That's told you, Matt.
Yeah. I mean, you can imagine the little kids trying to say, here's some Lego, just go and stay in the other room.
Well,
it doesn't work too well. So, no, but also just getting back to what you were asking a bit before, Kevin, in terms of format or something like that, I'm just not too sure at this stage. I want to do something with art and things like that. Just trying to come up with a bit of a format, because obviously you've got your doodle stream in that, and that works really well.
Hey, there's nothing saying that you can't do the same thing.
just looking for
I would not be offended. I am certainly not the first human being to draw and then live stream himself drawing. So it's fine. You could be the sister stream across the Atlantic.
Yeah, I suppose if you're doing yours and then there's the hour break and then come on to do some more over here.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Possibly, yeah. Then you can pop on and heckle me.
This is true. I'll have to, us artists, we always like to find the other artist's weakness and make them draw it all the time. I'd be like, please stop telling me to draw hands. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the other day we kept on going about what was it last week? You were doing a stream on robots and
don't bring up
what robot actually was. You'd never think it would be that hard.
It came up today. Today's theme was animals, and we were debating what is and is not an animal because people were like, they suggested like this microscopic. Somebody suggested this like microscopic organism, and it's like, is that an animal? I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, okay.
It depends on your term. I mean, if you're looking at the term for mammal, unless you're into DNA, it must provide milk and have hair. So a coconut is a mammal.
A coconut?
Oh, stop it, Nate. You're just muddying the waters now.
I think I had that.
When I do my next stream and the theme is mammals, I'm going to start off with a coconut just so I can get everybody in a real good mood. Yes, all right, we're going to start.
It must be true. A Lego master told me.
I like that.
That's all the authority you need.
I wish.
And then be like a Monty Python and then go on and think that signing them is a good idea and then realizing it's not. So.
No robots were drawn. Dang it, Chop. Dang it. Tough crowd.
Oh, it's Mama's Bricks. Hello, Mama's Bricks.
Hey.
Awesome to see you.
Hello to Mama's Bricks as well. Good to have you here joining us.
Butt Chop is available for heckling free anytime. While it's on the camera.
Butt Chop will always find the time.
And Bolo Popoy is with us as well in the chat. Hey, Bolo Popoy.
You know what I'd like to see? I would love to see a Lego Masters Champions where all the winners from all the seasons go against each other.
Ooh.
I want ABS Carnage is what I want. I want people to get hardcore.
And that'd be lovely, but I don't know. It was nice when I didn't have to defend the title.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's a lot less pressure at that point. People have mentioned it in the past, to be fair, and I think it's quite a scary prospect.
Yeah.
No one can ever take it away from you, Nate. Don't worry.
No, I've still got the trophy. It's sat up there nicely.
Yeah, I mean, being the first is a title that you will never go away. That's for sure.
This is it. This is hopefully it. However, my wife lovingly points out quite often that nobody remembers who won the bake-off in the first time of that.
You just have to ask how many firstborn want to know what's better, being the firstborn or the baby of the family. We have to
So
get all.
you're still speaking to your wife, are you, or?
Yes. I think it's if someone says something nice about Lego Masters, my ego grows a little bit. That's how she brings it back down to earth.
Right. Would you do it again?
I don't know. It was very stressful doing it, but at the same time, really good fun.
I see those comments, Doc. I see them.
I must confess, I can't imagine anything worse is having to competitively build something.
But it's you don't see it as a competition. You see it as being forced to build. You're stuck in a room where you can't have your phone on you. There's no contact with the outside world. There's a whole collection of 500,000 bricks for you to go through. So you're there with a friend and you just build, and it's great. It's so productive.
Like I said, I can't imagine anything worse.
Yeah.
I think it's the whole sort of forcing yourself to be creative. I can't do it. I just have to be in the mood for it, and
Yeah.
it'd probably petrify me so much that I wouldn't be.
And not to mention all the cameras pointed at your face. That would give me anxiety. So much anxiety.
Well, I'm less phased by that, having worked in television for some years, but
The cameras aren't too bad. It's the producers who have to ask you to answer that question again 4 or 5 times because you're not allowed to use the word Lego in your answer.
What?
If you watch back Lego Masters in the UK, they can only say the word Lego, I think, 3 or 4 times per episode. Otherwise, it counts as an advert for Lego, and no TV show in the UK is allowed to be an advert.
oh god.
Oh wow.
So we have to talk about being fans of interlocking plastic bricks.
I knew there was going to be a weird.
I thought that was just you being pretentious.
Oh, no. That was... Oh, can you say it again? This time, don't mention the word Lego. Oh, sorry, you said Lego again. Just one more time, but don't say Lego this time.
Oh god.
Which, yeah, it's fun and games when you're in a room surrounded by Lego and everyone's there because of Lego, and the title of the show involved the word Lego.
It's ludicrous, really, isn't it?
A little bit.
Stop.
What's more ludicrous was the
Lego
working
Masters,
title.
not
It wasn't
an
called
advert
Lego
for
Masters
Lego.
when we started it. It was called Masters of Lego, which is even more obnoxious.
Yes.
But that's what we were told it was when we were working on it.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Masters of the Universe, but a bit lower.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you got the sigh in there, Doc. That's very important. Did we lose our host of this?
Oh yeah, where's Matt?
He shrunk.
Oh no.
Well, okay. Who's taking over? Who's in charge?
I don't know. Question: how long does the stream last while he's not there?
That is a great question.
I think you can go on indefinitely though. I'm not sure, but I think you can just stay on.
Forever.
Yeah, maybe.
Stream.
He'll probably pop back in.
Let's hope so. I mean,
I see AT says life has popcorn. I wish I had popcorn, but I can't eat popcorn while I'm touching Lego.
oh, that's a funny story. Myself and another friend went to a third AFOL friend a few weeks ago to sort some of her Lego for her because she hates sorting, and the two of us both love sorting. You'll be proud of me, Kevin, forever sorting. And but one of the things, I mean, there were snacks and all sorts of stuff, and we had pizza and stuff, and that was basically, we sorted for food, which was fine. But one of the things that our friend said was, please don't touch the Lego with crispy, when you've been touching crisps and got greasy fingers.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, but I want some snacks. So her partner is Asian, and she brought through some chopsticks, and she said, oh, when we're doing stuff like this, we eat them with chopsticks. Have you ever tried to eat crisps with chopsticks?
No.
It's very funny, but it does work. and you don't often get very greasy fingers.
That sounds like so much work.
You know what, though? I'm actually going to remember that because there's a lot of times, because I'm very snacky and I like to eat a lot and nibble. So I'm actually going to try that next time because I'm like, that actually is a good idea. You can eat.
When it's somebody else's Lego, you kind of have to respect their wishes. So, you know.
I thought maybe your story was going to be so our friends started feeding us the snacks while we sorted their Lego for them.
Like a Roman emperor would have been fed by a slave. Yeah, that sounds good. Actually.
Please peel that grape for me, please. Thanks.
Sadly not. I'll suggest it for next time, though.
Thank you, Chop. Chop says, we love you. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
AT says, oh my God, I ate my crisps with chopsticks as well. See, it's not so weird.
It feels a bit weird.
No, I have to get on this wave of eating crisps with chopsticks.
I know, right? I want to try it now.
Don't knock it till you've tried it. That's all I say.
Yeah.
I have some cute chopsticks too, and I have a lot of chips around here. Or crisps.
We knew what you meant, but yes.
I like it though. I like the UK way of saying it. I always have. I think that's so cool. Crisps.
Well, they're crispy.
It's crisps. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Well, chips are what you have in a butty or with fish, so it's completely different. In case you don't know what a butty is, it's slang for sandwich.
I was not going to ask.
Sounds ruder than it is.
I was like, I think I'm outnumbered. I'll just sit here quietly.
Particularly in the north. I don't know why, but
Yeah, for those of you not from the UK, if you ever want to start a fight in the UK, just name a bread roll and watch everyone argue about what it's actually called.
That sounds so wholesome that that's what you're going to argue about. That's so nice.
Well, politics is crazy, so we don't argue about that.
Instead, we focus on the bread.
Focus on the bread. Everyone's got their own name for it, and we'll fight to the death about what we call that.
there's an interesting interactive map somewhere online that tells you. You can click on a county and it will show you what they call their bread. It's quite fun.
Well, here you go. I think this is the only one that I actually have of this.
Ooh, Mtron.
Ooh,
Ooh. I'm pretty sure it's the only one.
snap! There you go.
Oh, yeah.
From your habitat.
You probably have more than I do. Do you have more?
No, that's the only one I've got.
Oh, well, then we're evenly matched.
Yay!
I don't have a lot of the older stuff, really. My collection is like 2006 on.
Well, that's still pretty good, though. I just started getting back into Lego 2 or 3 years ago, so it was pretty much when I moved from the U.S. to the Netherlands that I just didn't have anything to do, and I felt kind of like difficulty adjusting, and I got back into Lego, and it's been helping a lot.
What was that one set that made you pull the trigger?
You know, I think it was just a people pack. I think that was one of the very first things that I got again was just a people pack, something really small and simple and
Expensive for the number of pieces.
I think it was like people pack in the park or something like that. But before that, I had built with a friend because I was leaving Seattle area, and my friend had me come over and build his Lego with him. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember really enjoying this. So
Is that where you were from, Seattle?
no, I lived there for a couple years right before I moved here, but I'm kind of an army brat, so we moved all over the place.
I was going to say Seattle has the longest running Lego fan convention in the world.
Oh, I know. And I'm super sad because that area is really good for all kinds of nerd hobbies. I'm like a gamer. I'm a gamer and I like a lot of different nerd things. So it's really difficult for me to not even live there anymore.
There's quite a few Lego goings on and conventions and stuff in Holland, though, isn't there? Because from what I've seen.
I went to a convention a couple years ago in Utrecht, actually, and that was pretty nice. But I hadn't really broken into like the AFOL community yet. So even when I went to the Lego house a couple times, I saw like the AFOL meetups, and I was never really talked to anybody because I'm kind of shy. So
Let's say a lot of AFOLs are introverts. We can band together and be shy together. It's fine. It's fine.
I just don't know how to make friends as an adult person. So it's really awkward to go up to somebody and just be like, hi, you like Lego? I like Lego. Like, it seems so weird. I don't know.
I feel that.
I feel like that's a informative, like, helpful tutorial video in the making. Like, how to make friends at Lego shows.
You really know. How about trying to see if there are any lugs in your area? Because everybody who goes to a lug meetup is just potting about Lego. They will be. Because they wouldn't be a lug otherwise. So
I should look into it because that probably would help. And I'm really jealous. You guys sound like you have such an amazing lug community there. So it's really cool sounding.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoy my lug. They're lovely.
Got Buckshot saying that it's extremely shy too. I find that a little bit hard to believe.
Yeah, isn't it?
What's that?
I don't know if that passes the fact check.
Let's see now. And then he's coming back and saying, ask Kevin about how timid and meek I am.
I've made the comment to Butt Chop a couple times because I've had the distinct pleasure of being physically in the same location as Chop twice, I think now. Brick World Chicago and Philly Brick Fest. And I'm always amazed because I'm like, Chop, you are exactly how you are on video in real life. Like, because some people they act a little differently. on-camera personality and off-camera personality. I'm like, you are identical to how you are in video.
Yes, I always have chopped down as a shy, retiring wallflower type, don't you?
The wallflower.
We love you, Chop. Don't worry.
Hi, Sai. Good to see you on the stream. Thanks for stopping by.
Is Lorraine out there too tonight?
Mama's Brick says we should do something about the fact that you're feeling shy and won't go to a lug.
Mama's Bricks, are you part of one? So now she's also based in the Netherlands as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we do have a Lego store now in Amsterdam, which when I had moved here, we didn't even have a Lego store proper. So that's really cool that opened up here.
What? There was one in like 2011 when I went across to Amsterdam. Well, that may have been Copenhagen, to be fair. That could have been Copenhagen.
It might be Copenhagen. We didn't have a proper Lego store here.
Amsterdam's quite new, isn't it?
That opened up like last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was almost like a flagship store, wasn't it?
What's that?
Was it almost like a flagship store, the one in Amsterdam? It looked fancy.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's huge and it's really nice. Like they put a lot of work into it. It's definitely like the major store here. And then now they opened one in Utrecht as well, which is, I believe that one opened before the Amsterdam one.
Yeah. A lot of Lego stores opening soon. There's one in Edinburgh opening. We don't know when.
Yeah, there's just a vague announcement.
Or maybe early next year. We don't know because everything was on hold.
Well, we've just heard some bad news about one of our major, the owners of a large chain of shopping centres in the UK, have just gone into administration. So they're basically gone.
Let's face it, they can't afford to shut down. Someone will buy that dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Like British Land or somebody like that will do it.
Numerous ones of their shopping malls have got Lego stores in them. So it's a bit
Yes,
weird.
because Metro Centre's one, isn't it? And
Watford.
Stratford.
No, Watford.
Manchester.
Yeah. There's 3 or 4 I could think of off the top of my head, and possibly more. So
yeah, we've got one near us as well.
Was that Matt?
We've got an Intuitive Centre right near us as well. So
yeah.
Oh, I have so many stickers I need to remove. I've messed up so many stickers in the last, every time I build something in the last couple weeks, I just put something on wrong.
No. Stickers. Stickers. Bane of our existence.
I know.
My friend Brick Bakery found on a very obscure part of the Lego website something from many years ago that suggested if you use a tiny little bit of dishwashing soap, like Fairy Liquid or whatever, into water and just put a dab on the brick before you put the sticker on it, you can still move it around for a few seconds. But if you get it wrong, you can reposition it without it going hideously wrong. And it does work. So
I did hear that one as well. Lately I've been using the Robin Hood bricks method. So I believe Simon Moss had mentioned that a few weeks ago when I messed something up, and I tried the hot tea method, and that really does work as well. So I found that pretty useful.
I don't know all these methods. Please enlighten me.
I guess you don't mess stuff up then.
No,
if you mess
do.
stuff up, you definitely know.
I either mess something up or don't apply stickers at all.
I was going to say I usually go without stickers.
I put them on when it's absolutely necessary. Like this one here, I didn't put on a lot of them. There's supposed to be stickers on the side, but I'm like, nah, it'll look good without them.
Your stickers will always be in mint condition then.
Well, half my stickers, because I put some of them on, like the logo.
Pretty cool looking though.
You'll be able to save the stickers for the teal version then, won't you?
Yeah.
And good day to Lorraine Fox. Thanks very much for joining us. Sounds like Sarah Starbricks.
Yeah, I was wondering if Lorraine was joining us since AT's is in here and Cy O'Connor. So that's awesome.
Brilliant. So, Kevin, are you there still?
I am here. I am present.
Just we were talking about Lego ideas a little bit earlier. I thought I saw somewhere along the track you were on the panel for Lego ideas at some stage. Was that correct?
Yeah, I was on for a couple of years.
And what's the sort of criteria or stuff that they look for? Does it completely vary, or how does that sort of dynamic there work? Or can you comment on it?
Oh, try to comment on anything. I think, well, I mean, I don't necessarily think. The main goal really boils down to what is going to be the perfect choice to appeal to a new consumer, and or what could potentially get Lego into new areas, meaning new shelves that you can put products on. That is always a very top priority for Lego. You already kind of own the toy aisle, right? You own the toy aisle at a toy store, but you want to get more market share. You want to increase your market share as a company. So they're always looking for, if we approve the Birds project, for example, does that mean we have an in to sell Lego products in gift shops at nature centers? It does. Or we can have something at zoos. That's a huge factor, is how can Lego ideas help Lego get into new areas and attract new consumers. Chop wants a patron tier where he gets a kiss.
I saw that. I wasn't too sure whether it was going to highlight it, but
we have to be in the same physical location, Chop. You just want
that must be the $300 tier a month, isn't it?
A peck on the cheek, my good sir, my dear sweet butt Chop. But yeah, so that's a huge thing. Obviously licensing is a thing. But I mean, they start looking into licensing when a project will get a couple thousand away from 10,000. They will start reaching out to the license holder. So
that makes a lot of sense, though, because I'm thinking about like the Friends set, and that was an idea set, and I saw that being sold at like the Warner Brothers studio lot and stuff like that. So it's probably something that people would buy, even though they might not like Lego. They would see that and go, "I love Friends. I'm going to buy that," and then maybe they get interested in buying Lego and get more Lego. So that makes sense.
And there's obviously it's a bonus if you can attract a new consumer and then retain that consumer. So that they're buying it, but that really is a different goal. Lego's top goal is just recruitment. They want to get you in, they want you to buy something. If you keep buying, that's great, but that's not the goal. And so Lego Ideas is this perfect platform to find new shelves to put Lego sets on and get new consumers into the fold. I mean, there's a couple other factors at play. You have representatives on the review board from every major Lego market in the world. So you've got, a couple people that speak on behalf of America, a couple people speak on behalf of Europe, a couple people speak on behalf of Asia, and they all have obviously very different perspectives because they're in very different areas of the world. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of other little tinier side goals and side things they're trying to, but it really comes down to how can we attract a new type of consumer with this product? The thing that I find kind of interesting is that a lot of times Staples in particular will see something and they'll go, look, Lego's finally targeting us with this product. I'm like, no, they're not targeting you with that product. They know you're going to buy it anyway. They're targeting, and this stuff kind of sounds silly to certain people. Like, you're telling me that, Lego wants to make a treehouse because they want to partner with home improvement store. Yes, that's exactly why they want that set. So they can have Lego sets in new shelves and attract new consumers. Like, think about the piano. The piano is a great example. Now maybe they can have Lego sets in music shops, because it makes sense. Architecture sets, I know that's not ideas, but when you start having like replicas of major landmarks, you now have Lego sets in the gift shop of those landmarks. Like, it's more market share. It increases your market share.
Did they truly put the treehouse in garden centre?
Absolutely.
The garden centre near me sells Lego in it now, yeah.
I find that incredible. Wow.
So is that what they're
marketing
doing with the 18+ sets as well? And things like the Technic Bugatti, the Lamborghini, the Fast and Furious, like all about reaching into a certain market with those, because 18+, like the Star Wars helmets and the new UCS packaging, like they're more of a niche collector's item sort of package. Yeah.
And also, I mean, I don't know. I don't need to tell you guys. The company is a giant red box, but it's full of people that do all kinds of different things. A product designer that knows the AFOLs want this color steel plate, so I'm going to put it in the set. That's genuine. That's somebody who wanted to get something. But the marketing person who said make this set so we can put Lego sets in the shelf of a university, they weren't targeting a fan for that. But I had a really good conversation with someone else who was very adamant that the only reason Lego makes Ultimate Collector Series Star Wars sets is for AFOLs. And I'm like, no, it is not at all why they do that. They do that because Star Wars fans, according to a lot of data, typically spend a lot more money on movie prop replicas, statuettes, costumed pieces.
Yeah.
Like, in general, Star Wars fans tend to spend a lot of money. They tend to be aged older. And so the Ultimate Collector Series is for Star Wars fans that don't buy Lego sets. That's what it is. And there's a lot of really good photos out there of like hardcore Star Wars collectors. You have these massive collections of action figures, movie prop replicas, prints, and then they have the UCS Star Wars Lego set in the middle of their collection. That's the only Lego set they have in the room. And it's like that was the person that set was targeted.
Yeah. Hello Greedo, who's a big Star Wars YouTuber. He just built his first ever Lego set, and it was the A-Wing, the UCS A-Wing.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and I'm like, what Lego is doing, it's working. It's reaching an audience they haven't really reached before.
Exactly.
And I think you've commented once before that it's very, like when a project comes up for review, it's very time specific. So it's the sort of thing like the project might come up this round and says no, and then goes in the next round says no, but then the next round it might get a yes.
Yeah, I mean, I was in some of those review periods where they really wanted to do something, but there was something else that was more like as Lego would say, a lower hanging fruit, something that was a little bit better of an opportunity at that time. So they kind of are wishful that hopefully someone will do something similar again next time, and maybe they don't. And it's like, oh well, that's what happens.
Do you think they will ever say yes to a modular?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you consider the fishing store pretty close to that?
The fishing store, true.
I do. Yeah.
It's pretty close. It's pretty similar. I would have told you no before that came out.
Right.
But to some degree too, I mean, is the Home Alone house, and I know it's not a pure modular in the sense that we sort of have it as a line, but that's probably something getting in that vein.
Oh, and you know what? Actually, you saying that reminded me that another huge thing with licensing is if there is a anniversary to tie it into, that's a done deal. Like every time, Back to the Future was for an anniversary, Home Alone is for an anniversary, Seinfeld is for an anniversary. Like if there's an anniversary, like Ghostbusters was an anniversary. Like if there is
Bionicle.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense. if there is a potential marketing anniversary that Lego can plug into that the other brand's already doing, then that's going to really sway the vote. Because
the the Home Alone one, that was the one which the other two I kind of picked, but then that one, it was just bizarre. But then once I started digging into it, so like, well, actually, Home Alone is a Fox property, and Fox is now owned by Disney. So
don't follow. You took the red pill, and you're going down the rabbit hole.
You just try to understand. Like some of the other ones, you see, yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then that one, it's like, okay, because like the Home Alone as a brand for me just doesn't have enough strength by itself. But yeah, anyway,
yeah, same thing with the Lamborghini, like Bugatti, Lamborghini. I think even the Jaguar, they're all owned by Volkswagen, and Lego already had the licensing. So I'm like, yeah, they're gonna make a Technic Lamborghini soon.
And you know, sometimes people already kind of discuss this in forums and stuff, and a lot of times your assumptions are more accurate than you think they are. But people that are like, you know, I feel like Lego has an agreement with Disney or whatever, and I feel like Disney wanted to push that, and they're like, you scratch our back, we scratch your back. That's totally how it happens. That's exactly how it goes down. You know, you've got these companies that are like, could you make us Lego sets for Angry Birds? And it's like, well, we really don't want to, but I mean, if that gets us good graces with you, where we can maybe do something later, we'll do it. And so, I mean, there's some of those kind of weird things, but people say there's licensing handshaking going on, and there is. There absolutely is.
Is that how the 501st battle pack came around? Because all the people were spamming Lego's social media, and then Lego was like, "All right, fine, whatever."
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with this? Yeah, we just released Clone Wars. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Lego wants to work with M&R, so they just satisfied him so they can do something later.
Exactly. What do they call that? Grease in the palms? Grease in the palms. That's what it's all about.
And what's your sort of take on where, you know, each time you have this and something happens and then the fan community goes, oh, you know, the Lego idea system is so broken and, you know, they're not consistent and they're not following the rules and blah, 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 blah. Is it just a matter that it's sort of like guidelines and then it's very much like, we think this is going to make money, we're going to do it?
I mean, that's the reality. That's it. I think there's something to be said about being a little bit more transparent. But, I mean, that was always my very firm standpoint at Lego was I feel like we should be a lot more transparent than we are. Because I get that company secrets are company secrets, but I don't understand certain business practices being kept as company secrets, and it doesn't make sense. Because secrecy for the sake of secrecy doesn't help anything. And it just makes people speculate, it makes people angry. I mean, it causes more problems. So I would always err on the side of if we can share, let's just share. Like I mean, even if they don't agree with it, they'll understand why. And so I feel like there could be a better degree of transparency into why things do or do not pass. And as long as they're a lot more clear in the fact that each thing is taken at a certain moment of time, I think that is the key. Because the one thing they're really concerned about is telling you why something is not approved in Lego Ideas now. They think that you're going to use that and quote them over and over and over. And like that's like the law forever. And that's absolutely not how it is. It is very different every time they do a review, but I think they just need to be clear that it's different every time they do a review. But I think that could help people at least wrap their head around something. Like, I mean, you know, I don't think anyone's going to be super angry that Lego wants to put their sets in music shops. Like, just be honest about how it works. And be like, all right, okay.
A trade secret.
That's proprietary information.
We want to sell consumers more stuff. Trade secret.
Yeah. And yeah, the whole 18 plus kind of stuff now. That's been kind of interesting too, because so many AFOLs are like celebrating that as a victory. Like, look, Lego's fine. It's like, no, this is about getting the David Beckhams of the world, like the celebrities that want to get a Lego set and they think it's cool, and then they put it on a shelf in their house. It's not people that actively purchase thousands of dollars every year. It's about making sets towards adult age consumers that have never bought Lego. That's what it's about.
It's not even about the 18 plus label. It's really about the packaging design. Like the packaging design for the 18 plus sets are such a huge departure than from what was the creator expert set. Like I'm looking at this from a graphic design standpoint, and it works. Like the minimal dark lit, just the model, no background, no fluff, no things on the sides. Like it's really like the whole less is more design concept, and that elevates the packaging from like a toy to like an actual collector's model.
So what I find really fascinating,
even the 18 plus label, it's how it looks overall.
Yeah. What I find really fascinating about that in particular is, I mean, when I was still at Lego, there was a huge focus test on Lego Technic. Because for years and years and years, Lego Technic was a black box with only the Lego model on it, a little spotlight, no background, no imagery. Yeah. And that was to help, you differentiate a toy from kind of a older age experience or display model or whatever. And it did really poorly. And so they started adding in backgrounds and elements into the tech, which is what they do now.
Which is nice.
And I'm like sitting there going, that's very fascinating that your millions of dollars worth of focus testing, which I have no reason not to believe, tells you that doesn't work, so you reverse course, and then you launch an adult-themed product line, and you do exactly what you did again. But sadly, Lego has a bad history of not really learning really well, so they kind of do the same stuff. Like I feel like it's a tire. And so the tire is going in a circle, right, making the same mistakes over and over again. But the tire itself does move a little inch at a time. So the tire, like things are moving forward, but you are seeing this kind of pattern of repeating things over and over, going, well, we think it's going to be different this time. Is it really, or is it going to be the same thing as it was last time? So,
well, I don't know what it's like in the elsewhere, but in the UK, 18 plus has a very different connotation. And I just wonder whether they've really done their marketing for the UK, their research.
Well, the 18 plus bit for the Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse set is because Minnie Mouse doesn't have a top on. So that's probably why it's 18 plus.
Congratulations, Matt. We got a scandal on your first stream.
Oh no, I'm probably going to get shut down now.
We're talking about topless rodents.
The best sort.
Next, you'll be concerned that Donald Duck doesn't have pants.
That's episode 2.
Well, Winnie the Pooh doesn't have pants either.
Are you getting out some dots over there?
We're already like outlining the whole season. We've got all the candles ready to go.
I see some stylish dots over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I love that.
Oh, sorry.
Show you. Okay, get out of here.
I meant to hit the solar button.
Oh my gosh, the waffles. I love that so much. I don't have enough waffles to cover a whole bracelet. That's so
No,
cute.
it's because he's got all the waffles. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. That's where all my waffles went.
That's where everybody's waffles went.
Yep.
That's awesome. I have like 3 other bracelets I still have to decorate. I love dots. I like seeing how everybody decorates their bracelets. It's always my favorite thing.
Yeah.
We had the crazy experience of decorating the House of Dots for Lego. Did you see the video?
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch that, but I keep hearing about it and I really want to check it out.
Yeah, there's several. Matt's got some videos. I've got some videos about it, and it was an experience. To put it mildly.
I don't have videos going on. I didn't even go to the opening.
Yeah. Oh no, because you've gone back up north, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, but I was there. Some of those dots got my fingerprints all over them. So
yeah, you left your DNA in the house.
Oh yeah. The teal around the bathtub. That was you know, naturally. All the teal had to do that.
Is that the water splash? Or?
The water splash ones, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Saturday, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? Libor brings out all the teal. I'm like, oh yeah.
You must have been like a pig in you know what on that weekend, because you had it more or less to yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, my precious.
I saw all that stuff for the House of Dots or whatever it was.
Yeah.
When I saw all the marketing, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And I don't remember who it was, but the first April was like, yeah, they brought in April's that. I'm like, oh, well, there we go.
Slave labor.
It all makes sense now.
I'm sure they crossed your palm with ABS.
Like,
they cost that palm with actual real money as well, so it wasn't too bad.
I have been on enough receiving ends go the other way of that, so I know how it goes. I was like,
No, it was fine actually. I mean,
It was.
the biggest pain in the neck was having to get to the other side of London by like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You're in the right city to start with.
Sorry?
At least you're in the right city to start with.
Well, true, but
it probably would have been faster coming from anywhere else.
my alarm went off at 5:15 every morning. It's like, oh god.
This is why London is a place to visit, not a place to live.
Yeah.
But I can get to the Lego Hub in, I think, about an hour and 48 minutes. And I live nowhere near London, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, try getting to Uxbridge though. That's the big problem.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
In the middle of nowhere.
And it was a half an hour walk from the station.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this? Oh god.
Yeah.
It's
Charge
good Lego.
Lego and charge Lego for it.
Yeah.
No, it certainly was. I think what you're saying there, Nate's probably much the truth with it. I think like what Kaz was saying, it was taking her 2.5 hours and took me about 2.5 hours. It was just in this really weird and awkward spot next to nothing. So
Yeah.
Well, basically, it was in a theatrical scenery making workshop.
Nice.
With very little heating.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold and often wet. It was lovely, really.
Yeah.
They like picking obscure locations, don't they?
Well, to be fair, there's not many places closer to London that you could actually manufacture and cut up 4 containers easily.
No.
yeah, that was the trick with it. It was sort of like they had 8 shipping containers which had to be sliced and diced and rebuilt, and even trying to get it into the fabricators they had there, because the way that the ramp was to go up the drive and things, they really struggled with it. But, I think the last couple of days you were in at the London hub, the Lego offices there, and that was so much nicer.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that was civilization again.
And that only took me half hour to get to instead of 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was much the same. So should we just have a quick look around and see what people have progressing? We'll start off with Kaz.
Yes, my Destiny's bounty thing is coming along. Here we go.
Got it all there. And apart from a slight misstep, how are you finding it?
That was pretty good, yeah. I'm worried slightly though, because when it's finished, he's going to be quite tall. And I was wondering if it was possible to build it in such a way that you could possibly take off a couple of layers at the bottom so it would sit lower in the water. But having built it like this, I'm thinking, it's not going to be practical, I don't think.
Are you looking to put that into your city somewhere?
Well, hopefully it'll go in the Ninjago district somewhere. It might end up a bit like Robin Hood bricks as a static thing in a dry dock. I don't know.
Maybe modify it and can be on top of one of the buildings or something.
Well, actually, the Brothers Brick did a thing a while back where they did a collaborative Ninjago district build for a show. and somebody had taken one of these and actually modified it to be the version that does fly, and it was basically on big piles of see-through bricks on top of somebody's building. So it's not such a silly suggestion. Well, I mean, it's a silly suggestion, but you know.
Well, I mean, I think we had during the week, there was that massive collection of like 5,500 sets, and half of them were hanging from the roof off fishing hooks. I mean, who saw that one?
Exactly.
So just a way of doing things, like hanging it from the ceiling and everything there. So maybe just pop a Kevin. How are you getting on with your sorting?
Oh, you know, just as fun as always. I pulled out red ones. Red ones I did not have red earlier, so now I got this bag of red. And I just started pulling yellow torsos out. The bin, if I were to show you the bin, would look identical to how I showed it to you earlier. No difference at all.
Maybe a few less in there.
I mean, maybe yeah.
Is it basically refilling itself perpetually?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is, actually.
I need a bucket like that.
Particularly if it did it of like exclusive figures.
Of all exclusive?
Oh, you want a Boba Fett? Here we go. And let's go around to who's next. Let's say Nate. How are you getting on with things?
Well, I got bored of sorting, I'm afraid, so I've started building an army of skeletons and a small army of these beautiful little guys.
Ooh.
Oh, isn't it from the book?
Oh, they
They're
are,
from Lug Bulk.
but that's how you get them.
That's actually fascinating that that's available by Lug Bulk. I would think that would be like IP locked by UK.
Well, we were surprised as well.
Yeah.
Surprised and very happy.
That's incredible. Good for you. Good for you.
We haven't even had our Lug Bulk invoice yet, so
Yeah.
That's why you need to be in a better lug like Northern Brick. It's very efficient up here, you see.
well, we had the flipping thing in at the end of January. Actually, to be fair, we got it quite quick last year. I wonder whether they shuffle it around a bit.
Everyone got it quick last year because they tried to get it through before Brexit, which took a lot longer than they anticipated.
What are you planning to do with all those orange spacemen?
I'm not sure yet, but I just felt I needed to have them.
Do they have oxygen tanks too, or no?
They do indeed.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Don't tell me you've got legs in Lug Bulk as well.
Of course.
We thought that was a waste because you can get orange legs from anywhere.
You can, but it's the number and it's having it complete.
Mm.
And it's probably a smaller lug when compared with ours, so it's
True.
not as rational pieces. So, and let's have a quick look at how you're getting on there, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm actually putting some stickers on to this little castle I have going on here. It's pretty cute.
Which set's that?
It's the Lego Movie 70806 Castle Cavalry. So I'm not really sure. It's like I said, don't really remember this from the Lego Movie, but it's a 2-in-1 build. So the main build is this, and then there's this secondary build, which is kind of reminds me of like older castle sets. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it's almost like a bit of a throwback or a nod to some of the older classic castle ones.
I always like this lion piece.
That's it, AFOLs. You don't get any more classic castle. That's the set.
Yeah.
Nobody really saw it. Too bad. So you got the table there. And Lamborghini, what have we got been working on?
Well, I'm just having I've rebuilt, more or less rebuilt my classic spaceship when the thing started, so I've just been fiddling with it here and there. Haven't really been working on anything. The biggest thing I'm working on right now is so a year ago I did the starfighters from Star Wars Resistance, the cartoon, and Brickable contacted me about it. Said they would like to have them in their web store. So I've been redesigning them because as all artists, like anything older than a year, you just look back at them with disgust. So my last year's mocks, I'm like, they're not that great. Let me redesign them to be better, and then I'll make instructions for that. So I've been working on that on and off, trying not to do it for a long time, otherwise I'll fry my brain. But at the same time, there's little smaller projects here and there I like to delve into.
And are you looking to do that with sort of like digital instructions, or how would you get that to them?
Oh yeah, all in studio. It's just I'll have to do a lot of I'll have to build it in real as well because stability. So it'll be a combination of building them in real and then also in studio to actually get the instructions.
And go through and get the order and the sequencing.
Yeah. So I've been fiddling with that a lot.
So excellent. I don't think I went through everyone. Cool.
Who remembers this one?
What do we got there? What? It's like a monkey or something.
It is. It's a chimpanzee wearing headphones.
What is that from?
Speed Racer.
Really?
Yeah, this is the little kid. I don't remember the kid. The monkey's name is Chim Chim, though. And there's that little kid, and he was always rocking around with Chim Chim. That's Chim Chim's face on his shirt.
Tell me, Kevin, what's happened to the minifig hands?
Oh, they're in a special place. I prefer all my minifigs unarmed. It does come in handy, though. I'm telling you, it comes in handy. And that's not a pun intended.
Is there any particular reason?
Oh, there's lots of reasons. I actually use my minifig hands when I build stuff. So to me, they're valuable as a element, and I do a lot of customization with minifigs for all kinds of reasons, for building with mocks, for referencing for projects. And so I find it a lot easier to input the color of hands I need versus always having to remove and swap. That's just a pain in me.
So do you have like drawers which will just have like thousands of little yellow hands?
Yeah, it's traumatizing.
Traumatizing?
Traumatizing to see.
Yeah, look, here's the...
Oh, my eyes. Oh.
Oh, let's get that up on, where are you? Just make it bigger.
Oh, wow.
I assure you it's made out of the same flesh that all the other bricks are made out of. So, yeah.
That is pretty.
I like to build, when I actually do build mocks, which I do appreciate, it's been a while, I like to build minifigure scale, and so a lot of times when I'm building smaller stuff, I use minifigure hands quite a bit when I build like chairs and things like that, because I think they add some nice detail in the right scale. And so like once upon a time, when I did not have a bin this large in minifigures, I was like, oh, I should just take the hands out. And it was like a little baggie. And I was like, that'll be easier because I can swap out what I need when I need it. And I don't have to worry about it. And of course, that continued for the next 15 years.
So the hand pulling is only recent then?
It's just a recent decision.
I think Bud Chop's come up with some psychological insight into it. In high school, the career placement test said Kevin would make a good serial killer. There you get all the bits and pieces in the hands.
So I'm probably going to leave in 5 minutes if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's cool. No, I appreciate it. Obviously, you're just streaming on all different things at the moment. So, well, just before you do then, where can people find you and what have you got coming up?
Oh, thank you. I was not expecting such a segue. I was just gonna say that like I'm so hungry. my makeshift lunch is not holding me over.
You've got dinner coming up by the sound of it.
I know it's basically dinner time, and I keep looking at your screen, Matt, and I'm totally thrown off because it's like nighttime outside your window, but I look up and it's daytime outside mine. So I keep going like, how late is it? So yes, I'm on all the stuff. You can find me online. Mr. Inkle Draws is my social handle on all the things. If there's a thing, I will have a handle on it. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Flickr, for those that still use that. All the different things. As to anything special coming up, I do have a time slot for the 72-hour stream in 2 weeks. So I'll have Friday morning. It's my normal time slot, but it should be pretty exciting. I'm trying to get some really like well-known artists in the Lego community, maybe some that are even on contract with Lego to do illustrations for their magazines and stuff.
Wow.
So it should be like a Lego art extravaganza.
And I should join because I've been meaning to get back on my art stuff.
Hopefully it'll be entertaining and inspiring. That's the hope. A couple of them have never streamed in their life, so that'll be sweet. Like, all right, good.
Or a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So that's happening. I mean, the 72-hour stream as a whole is pretty exciting. So anybody that's not participated in it before, it is really kind of a thing to behold. It is just constant Lego streaming for 3 days. It's kind of exhausting. But check that out. That's obviously like 20 or 30 people all participating in that. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's it. That's all I got going on.
That's quite a lot.
Just a few little things, because your standard ones seem to be Tuesday nights a build, and then Friday mornings are your doodle streams.
Oh, look, I got another monkey. I thought I only had one. I got two.
It's cool also.
Yeah, it's look it up. It's Speed Racer. It's the Speed Racer sets. It's the little kid's T-shirt. But yeah, I have a building stream every Tuesday evening from 6 to 9 Eastern time, since I'm over here in Connecticut, the United States. And then every Friday morning, I have my drawing stream where I draw suggestions that people give me in the chat. And that's Friday morning from 10 to 1, again, in Eastern time.
Excellent. And then I think the last one of the month, or there you've got you do it like a multiplayer one, and I think the end of July we need to firm it up, but I'll be on there with you as well, so experiencing that.
That's right. No takesies backsies. You've already committed. So yes, I invite somebody to come in with me, and so you get two artists drawing the same suggestions the last Friday of the month. That was actually what I did today. That was a multiplayer today. And so, yes, Matt is he is on board for next month.
He's your next victim then.
What's that?
Your next victim.
Yes, and well, I think it's more a victim for the chat than it is for me. Like, they go on there, you know.
I know. I've been part of that, and then it's like, wait a minute, I'm not thinking this through too well.
Yeah, I mean, Ray did that because Ray was in the stream. His name is Funny Fig, and he was heckling me and giving me a hard time, and I was like, Ray, you're gonna be on the other side in 2 weeks, and he's like, oh no, I didn't think about this. Like, there you are. Now you're on the stream, and people are remembering, and they're giving you just as hard of a time. So that should be fun. That'll be exciting. That'll be the last Friday of next month.
Yeah, brilliant, excellent. Okay,
But yeah, thanks for thanks for inviting me on. I'm sorry I'm not staying for the entire 3 hours, but I keep hearing my stomach growl and it's getting uncomfortable. So like,
and it's very late at night, Kevin.
I can tell it is definitely into the evening. But it was great talking with all you guys. It was nice to be in the same stream as one of the first Lego Masters. That's exciting.
Thank you very much, Kev.
Right?
Nice to actually speak to like almost in person.
Exactly, almost. We're almost there.
Almost.
And I want to say this is the first stream I've been in with Kaz before. I think.
I might have been in one of Julian's, but I don't know if you were at that
Well,
time.
Julian's streams are always pandemonium, so I don't know who's in weird.
No. And for me, Julian's streams they all start about 2 a.m, so I'm like not usually in the right mood for that.
Understandably not in the right time of day.
No.
But it was nice to be on stream with you, and of course, Sarah Star Bricks and Lamborghini Waffle Sauce.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to have met you on here. I've seen you before around, but we've never really like interacted. And then I popped into your stream earlier today to check you out.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know more of you from Instagram than anything else, really. Like,
Is your name on Instagram Lamborghini Waffle Sauce?
yeah, it is.
I would have thought I would remember that. Okay.
Obnoxious self-blog. Follow me on Instagram. Lamborghini Waffle Sauce, greatest username ever. I also have a YouTube channel with one video, to be honest, but
With one video.
it's a time lapse of this bad boy.
I was hoping it was going to be the history of your username, but that's fine.
I know. I wanted to ask as well. I'm very curious to know what's up with that.
Well, I'll let you guys get to it. It was really nice chatting with everyone. And congratulations on kickstarting this, Matt. I wish you the best of luck as long as you wish to do this.
Thanks very much for stopping by, Kevin. Really appreciate you coming on. And yeah, it's been great having you here. And hopefully, yeah, we'll see you at some point down the road.
You'll find me somewhere on the internet.
Bye, Kevin. See you.
See you, Kev.
Kevin.
Have a good night.
Well, I guess we go from that. And Lamborghini, do you want to go into where your name came from?
Do I? Basically, I've been nicknamed Waffles for a long time now. It started in high school because when I went to high school in Chicago, there was like a supermarket next door, so I would always like to buy frozen waffles from there, and take it during my lunch period, and take it to the next class and just munch on waffles. People started calling me the Waffle Kid, and then waffles just stuck, and I haven't been known as anything else ever since. And the Lamborghini waffle sauce, I adapted it from in Chicago. One of my friends went on to become a rapper. So one of his bars, as you would say, was Lamborghini butter sauce, and I just adapted that to Lamborghini waffle sauce because it's catchy. And it works.
It certainly works, definitely.
So that's kind of the not as exciting original my nickname.
Yeah, no, it's great. It comes obviously get the whole history with that there and different elements of where you've been at different times.
Yeah.
So, Kaz, where does Blockhead come from? I mean, obviously it's going to be brick related.
Well, funny enough, it's actually the name of my. I was looking for the name of a Bricklink store. I mean, I've still got a Bricklink store. It's just not open at the minute, mostly because I keep stealing the parts from it. And there was a Blockhead, just Blockhead, but there was no Blockhead UK on Bricklink, so I decided that was going to be the store name. And then when I opened my YouTube channel a few months later, I thought, well, I might as well use the same thing as my sort of Lego persona. So that's where that comes from.
Yeah, excellent.
I mean, I lots of people have got brick in their name, clearly, but
Yeah.
I thought a block would be a bit different. And as it turns out, it pushes you higher up the list anyway, because it comes first alphabetically.
Alphabetically.
Yeah,
It's like
when I because Lamborghini Waffle Sauce was my Instagram handle, and when I started branching out into Lego, like was like, should I change my nickname? Because everyone has like brick or Lego or something in the username, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay unique.
Yeah.
And I kind of find it a blessing, being lost in a crowd of bricks and blocks and anything else Lego related. Sorry guys, I'm unique like that.
And Nate, where does Nate come from?
Mother and dad?
Well, it's a really short story. Then you take Nathan and shorten it.
Oh
It's longer than
wow!
that, to be fair. I was nicknamed. I used to work at an outdoor adventure centre as an instructor for like climbing and air rifles and archery and kayaking, that sort of stuff. And a bunch of the guys who worked with me and lived with me there from Liverpool, and they were into different type of music than I was into. And I'm very plain and boring and nerdy, so they nicknamed me Nate Dog, and I just dropped the dog off the end. As you can see, Nate Dog is a really great way of describing me.
Woof, woof.
It was the ironic nickname, but the first half stayed.
Brilliant. And Sarah Starbricks.
Yeah, well, I started my Lego YouTube, I guess, a little bit over a month ago, maybe like a month and a half ago. And I was trying to come up with a name to make a Lego YouTube name. I didn't know bricks was already like super used and all of that stuff. So I was brainstorming with my fiance, and he sort of suggested that I keep the middle part, which is star, from a previous username I was using because I have a different YouTube. So I had used the middle part of my old YouTube, and he was coming up with ideas of what would be cool for a Lego username. And we liked this one because it sounds like it kind of sounds like Starbucks, and I like Starbucks a lot. So Sarah Starbricks just kind of stuck, and I liked it. And then I started picking out things that I thought were cute that could go with it, like my little Sarah star here, and it worked out really well. I like it.
Yeah, because I've seen on your other social media, like you've got a star, which is it a, I want to say it's like a purple, or is it a green color?
Yeah, he had tried to design me a little bit of a logo there. So we were coming up with colors that I like and putting things together, and he designed that for me.
Is that teal I see?
Yeah, I really like teal, and I like pink and yellow. I think the colors all look really good together, so...
The teal alarm has gone off, everybody.
Actually, if you want to know where it came from, is I was looking at stars on Lego torsos, and I found a star print on a Sparkle Baby. And on the Sparkle Baby, there are those colors of teal and the star, and I used that. So I showed my fiance that, and he used the colors from that and made me my logo.
Cool, yes, because I was wondering why you see sometimes you've got the yellow star, sort of like the logo, and then other times it's the other ones. So just wondering the difference between them. Yeah.
Well, I think he wanted to design something that wasn't like a Lego piece, because I think you always worry about like copyright infringement and getting in trouble for using things that aren't really owned by yourself. So I use this, but it's not really proper to use something that doesn't belong to you as your official logo, right? I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess now that, particularly, I guess the UK is starting to open up, and is Amsterdam and that, are they sort of opening up things again, or?
I have heard that they have opened up a lot of the stuff again, like the Lego store even. I haven't been, so I'm not really sure what the rules are on how it works here. But most of the stuff is opening back up here, which is quite nice.
Yeah. Is anyone sort of, now that we're getting into summer and that, got any sort of plans for at least mini holidays or just trying to get out of the house?
Nope.
I would be happy just to get out of the house. And we don't have any holidays planned. There was a whole bunch of stuff we had planned and it all got canceled. So trips to Florence, trips to Korea, all of it gone. Nobody else has holidays planned upcoming?
No, sadly not.
No.
Mm.
I feel like I need to go to Billund because I've not been in a couple of years now, and I've been a lot over the last few years, but not since my child was born.
I'm finding it stressful enough going to get the weekly shopping at the moment. So going any further is a bit more of a challenge.
Mm.
And then beginning, you just, I suppose you're getting between Edinburgh and London occasionally?
I'm not planning on it anytime soon, unless the garden party's happening. Then I'll come down for a weekend.
I can't see it happening, if I'm honest.
That's TBA, and most likely won't happen. I don't know. Depend on what Richard is planning for that. Definitely want to come down sometime soon and see all my mates, all the spacers.
Yeah. So I think I think from the 4th of July here in particular, once you get a lot of the restaurants and everything really starting to open up again.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna wait with all of that. As an introvert, the socially distanced life has been pretty good.
yeah, I was thinking a bit the same, and then it's sort of like, yeah, it's nice, but then everybody's stuck in the house with you. It's like, no, don't want people. Because I think Legoland is reopening, and it's interesting because they're the one in Windsor. It's sort of like they're dramatically reducing the number of people that can be in the park. They haven't said like what those numbers are, but you can just imagine if you're still trying to get 1 or 2 meters in between people, you'd have to.
I do wonder whether even opening with a vastly reduced number of people is going to be economically viable for a lot of places, because they've still got to pay staff and
The issue was we've got a local theme park. It's quite small. It's aimed for under 10s. But a lot of these places, like your farm parks and places, the issue was we locked down a bit too soon for them, because the majority of people who buy their annual passes for these places buy them in the Easter holidays. But of course, we were already locked down by that point. So if you can open your doors and the first few hundred people maybe buy an annual pass instead of just buying a ticket for the day, you're making a lot of money there.
Fair
So
enough.
it's worth them doing it just for the annual passes.
Yeah, I think it's also too. Like, it depends on what it is. Like, I think for Legoland,
I've been
it's
to
something
Windsor
that.
for years because it's almost as cheap to go to Billund. Like it's 20 quid each way to fly from Stansted, or a ridiculous amount of money to stay in Windsor and drive to
I
Windsor.
last went to Windsor in the mid 90s, just after it opened, and I'm not really mad about going back, I must confess. I'd rather go to Billund, like you say.
It's not changed a lot, Windsor, I don't think. They've promised they're investing millions in it over the next couple of years, but I'm not sure on what.
Well, they've when it reopens now, they've got a little Duplo roller coaster, which I mean, obviously, it's going to be aimed at the little kids. But the other thing which they will, at least before planning on building and had planning permission approved for, was a giant sort of Lego movie type complex, cinemas type area.
Yeah.
So how far they've gotten into building that now, who knows?
I mean, for me, getting to Windsor is a real pain in the neck. You've got to stay overnight to make a practical day of it. And like you say, it's just, do I want to spend a fortune going to get a hotel in Windsor somewhere? Because it isn't cheap at all.
This is it. It's an expensive place to go, and if it's taking you a couple of hours, you live quite close. In my head, I mean, it might be opposite end of London, of course.
Well,
but...
yeah, it's diametrically opposite London, which is the issue. So I've either got to go through London or round it, and neither of those are appealing.
No.
So.
Yep, and thanks for Larry popping by. It's great to have you around. Let's get there. What else is happening over in the chat there? Try to get a catch caught up.
What do you suppose these are supposed to be? There's 2 of these, and they're supposed to sit outside of this tower.
Lanterns, maybe?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's just a way of the designer getting those pieces in that are they used as flick fire missiles when you make the alternative model?
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably them thinking, I've got these bits, what shall I make with them?
Yeah, I've got these left over, we need to do something.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So I'd guess lanterns, but I'm not sure.
Or flambeau, if you're being posh.
So what are those things we like at restaurants where they're cold and it's like the outdoor heater thingies?
Or the tiki
Space heaters
or whatever.
Space heaters.
Really bad for the environment.
Yeah.
Looks like you're firing something there.
I am, yeah. I've got this little shooter thing. What do they call these? Now my brain is going blank, but
Catapult.
Yeah, thank you. So I can just load that in there. I always like to play with the toys. That's my thing. Why I thought I would enjoy the Hedwig a lot more, because it's got moving wings and moving parts. So I thought that would be a lot of fun to play with, but it wasn't very easy to build. So
can you show how it moves, or how? I mean,
yeah,
is there some sort of hand crank in there? Or?
When we built it on the stream the other night, it didn't work. So I think we had put a gear on backwards or something like that, and then my fiance had to spend a good half an hour after we ended the stream taking it apart and reassembling it, trying to make it work. And the thing about it is these handles that are down here, they fall off really easily. So when I'm manipulating these, when I'm really pulling on this just pops right off.
Yeah.
It's not very nice. Like, I'm not sure why they couldn't have put something on the end of this to make it a little bit more stable. But when I'm really like grinding on this, it kind of pops off pretty easily.
You can imagine kids getting quite frustrated with that.
Yeah, this is not an easy set to build. I would not recommend this for a child at all.
But the motion is so lovely.
And it's not as smooth as I was hoping it would be either. It's a little bit...
It'll need better JK Brickworks redesign.
I was going to say,
exactly.
JK Brickworks will probably try and do something.
Again. You're really best off like holding on to both pieces. Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
It's a little more complicated than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
Could you not take one of the two handles off, push the Technic axle through further, and then top it off with just a little Technic bolt?
Maybe.
I'm assuming that's just an axle, so could you push it through?
Like this, like push it through.
Yeah, like that, and then try using it like that.
On the end of it. Yeah. Like one of these.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Hey, now you're on to something. Yeah.
Pay me the big money. Yeah.
You fixed it already. Thank you.
Lego Master.
Yeah, it does actually. Thank you very much. That actually is a bit better. And now I don't feel like that's going to fall right off anymore. I can kind of yank on it a little bit more, and it's a little bit more stable.
I'm glad I could help.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I'll let you use that tip in your next YouTube video, as I don't have a channel of my own.
Thank you.
You're not
So
a
with
Lego
the-
master for nothing, you know.
Thanks, Gaz.
He's so masterful. He doesn't even need a channel.
I'm considering getting one. I'm just not sure what to do because everything that you can think of has already been done and like 20 times better than you could hope to do it.
Sometimes I feel like that too, but for me, it's more so just being more active in the community because, like I said, I don't really know how to meet people here. So I just figured getting into YouTube would be a good way to get more involved with people who share.
Oh, that's a really nice way of looking at it. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's certainly with the YouTube, you're always trying to do, you can do the standard reviews and everything like that, but there's like a million people already doing that. So it's like, what's the interesting take you can put on it and bring to the table?
That's it. And I can't think of anything original and interesting like that.
Yeah.
I decided quite early on I wasn't going to do reviews because that market is so saturated that.
Everyone does reviews. Oh my
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, if I want to hear a review of a set, there are only 2 or 3 channels that I will go and listen to for that. Really,
Brick Set, Brothers Brick,
Jang.
Brick. Yeah.
I was
The
talking.
thing is, as well, the majority of us, if we want to review a set, it's once it gets released on the shelves. Whereas you've got registered, recognised Lego fan media out there who've had the set for 2 weeks by that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
exactly.
they've got a perfectly polished video ready to drop as soon as the NDA's done.
Yeah.
I was talking to Rich Boy Jay about this. He's a good friend of mine, and he's a big Star Wars YouTuber, and he makes his own mocks. He's building a massive Starkiller base from Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and he also does mock showcases where he talks about other people's Star Wars mocks.
Okay.
And he's really emphasizing on not falling into the whole basic cookie cutter vanilla Lego channel of Lego news, announcements, reviews. That's it, because there's already so many of those.
But the thing I find
Exactly.
A bit of creativity into his channel is really what can set your channel apart from everyone else's.
Yeah, I find it really interesting to watch people's individual mocks that you won't see anywhere else. That's a USP for something.
Yeah, and Jay covers lots of mocks that are because people like Brick Vault, they do like a weekly mock showcase, but it's those that I've seen on the Brothers Brick already. And what Jay does is he finds Star Wars mocks from like smaller up and coming builders who don't have the enough clout to make it to Brothers Brick, which is very very hard for some people. And he showcases them, and then I'm able to like check out their Flickr and see what else they do.
Yeah,
so it's very good that some people do that.
And even if a channel's fairly small, and they maybe only do a video once a month, if it's got unique content, I mean, somebody like the Lego Room, who I watch, for starters, he had a big city, and then he did a massive Hoth mock from Star Wars, and now he's doing other things. And he didn't necessarily post videos very often, but it was always interesting to see the progress that he'd made on this project that he was doing over months. And I didn't mind the fact that it wasn't frequent. It was just the fact that, okay, I know that it's going to be an interesting and unique bit of content because he's talking about what he's making, rather than, oh, by the way, they're releasing this other ATST, and I'm just.
Is it like my channel, where I only have one video and it's a build time lapse? I'm working on another one. Everyone's asking me, when are you gonna upload another video? I'm like, soon, maybe in a couple of weeks.
I know how you feel though, because I wanted to make a lot more videos and then I started YouTube and then Animal Crossing came out and I started playing Animal Crossing and I was really bad about making videos. Then I got into live streaming and now I feel like it's really hard to get back into video making, but I've been working on one, but for like weeks and I'm like, okay, I gotta finish it up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people stream Animal Crossing as well, so if you want to do that, then why
I
not?
probably should. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing some game stuff because it's a little bit easier when you're already doing a lot of that anyways. So I don't know, maybe.
Oh, the anchors are going in now.
But yeah, I think it's pretty hard to stand out on YouTube, especially with the way that it works nowadays. Back when I used to do YouTube before, it was easier. Now I feel like it's a lot more difficult for people.
Well, I long ago decided that I was only really doing the videos for my own amusement. If people like them, that's great, but I don't go chasing the algorithm or anything because it's just too much effort.
I think that's the right way to go about it. And it's the way that you find people who are authentically interested in what you're doing as well. You know, it's a way to develop, again, the community and like real friendships with real people out there who are actually interested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I did my first video. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try this time-lapse thing. I'm gonna edit it, see how well it works out, and I'm just gonna post it to YouTube. And you know, I'm not even gonna like beg for subscribers because I hate it when people do that. But you know, if
it's also against the terms of service.
Not I'm doing this for me, no one else. You know, that's how I'm with my art. Like people are like, "Oh, make more mocks." I'm like, I'll build when I want to build. You know, unless you're paying me, then that's a different
different story then. But yeah, I mean, going through and just even doing the mocks and things, they just take forever. Like the coming up with a new build or something like that, or I think as what you were saying before, Lamborghini, in terms of something's never really quite finished. You look at it and it's like, I could improve this, or I could tweak that, or you're not doing it sort of like a sausage factory just to get them out for the sake of it. I mean, what's the Lamborghini? You're saying that you do another stream. What's the other stream that you do?
Oh, I'm a regular guest on Rich Boy J's weekly, sometimes twice a weekly streams. Where he's working on his massive Starkiller base mock, or he's building like sometimes he's building something else. Like sometimes he wants to build a like Cave God's Sandcaller, or like a regular set. But you know, he's a good friend of mine, so he invites me on as a regular. So I do that sometimes, mess around with the boys, have fun. Been doing that quite a lot lately now that I had more time.
Now that everybody's still indoors.
Yeah.
Cool. What's happening in the chat there? We got hello to God, I'm out of terrible names. Still lecture? Is that hello?
What?
So yeah, pop it up there. Still lecture. We got that right? I mean, that's certainly a unique name. It doesn't have a brick or anything on the end of it. So they want to say, I'm new to stop motion. I just want to know what I should do for my first video. Is that stop motion with Lego, or is that just general stop motion? I think stop motion, play with that a little bit, and if you got one figure or one thing moving, it's easy to keep track of. But as soon as you put a second element in there and you got to keep track of two, that's just like a nightmare. I think you got to start getting into more specialized onion skinning type software so you can kind of keep track of everything that's moving at the same time. Has anybody here done any stop motion?
Yeah, it's
I
hard
used
to
to
do
run
it
a
well.
club at school for it.
It's very hard to do well. I don't have the patience most of the time. I mean, I do have a lot of patience, but somehow not for that. I'd rather be using my patience on other things.
I used to do it when I was a wee lad, but that doesn't count because I had no idea what I was doing.
I don't know. I still think it counts. I'm kind of intrigued and interested, but I have absolutely no idea how that even works. I've seen some stop motion before, and I assume it has to do with taking like tons of pictures, and you move things, and then you take a picture, and you move something, and you take a picture.
Exactly it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that how it works?
It's extremely labor intensive.
And then you just,
Relabor-
when you're editing that, like, do you just import all the pictures into like iMovie or something and run them together? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
24 photos for every second of footage.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, you can imagine by the time you move something 24 times, depending upon the complexity, that will take a fair bit of time just by itself.
But say I could like make a stop motion of the Hedwig moving its wings up and down if I took pictures like boop every little second, right?
Yeah, but the base of Hedwig's moving, so you've just messed it up already.
Yeah, I would have to stabilize it.
Yes,
but I'm very intrigued, though. I like it when people do the stop motion with the minifigures, and I think that's a really cool thing. But I've seen some people do some short stop motion videos that looked really cool. And I was wondering, like, how many pictures do you have to take even to make like a 2-minute stop motion? How many photos?
Well,
let's do the maths. So 2 minutes.
Nate's the teacher. He can do the maths. I can't do it in my head.
2,880 photographs.
Really?
2 minutes.
Well, 24 every second. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I ran a stop motion club at school, Lego stop motion club at the school a few years ago. And it took us, I think, 2 terms to make one video. So it was a lovely video. Wow, someone's angry at your place.
Wow.
But yeah, 2 terms to make one video. The kids got really sort of demotivated because they could never see any progress. So we'd only have 1 hour a week. In that hour, we were lucky if they made half a second of footage.
Oh, wow. I can imagine that would be discouraging. Oh,
So yeah, we had a lot of quite a high turnover of children in that club. So
I could see that.
Everyone turned up thinking they're going to make this fantastic, like 5-minute movie every week and have a new one every week. And yeah, sorry, kids.
I was just thinking the same thing. Like they're really excited, like, "Oh, I'm going to make a cool movie," and then it's like,
then reality bites.
Gonna make the next Jurassic Park. What do you mean it's gonna take a few years to do a set? 1 minute of film. Yeah. So, what else we got here in the chat? We got Larry. Butchop, when do you think you'll be on to do it? I won't be able to stay late as I did last week. 3 a.m. Okay. Through that. So, Nate, the thing I've been wondering about, when you did the Lego Masters and like every show you'd see at the beginning, you had you walking in through this weird building and up some stairs.
Yeah.
Was that just an actual prop walking upstairs, or did you actually walk upstairs into the proper room that you're in?
That was a fake room. So it wasn't a fake room. It was a real room, but that wasn't the room we were in. It was in a place in the Olympic Village, and it was actually a dance studio called Studio Wayne McGregor. So we walked up that bit, but actually up the top of there was just like a social area where people could hang out. It wasn't actually the studio. The studio was a dance studio, which of course makes things interesting because dance studios have sprung floors. So every time somebody rolls a camera past your desk, the whole thing wobbles. And yeah, it makes for interesting Lego building. And you can't mention that when you're on TV. You can't tell people off, of course, for rolling a camera past because that's why you're there.
Why you're there, sort of thing. So you're doing something nice and fragile, and just out of the corner of your eye, you see a camera about to come, you're like...
Combined with the fact we were in a sealed room that's used for dancing, definitely not used for TV. So by the time you've got sort of 6 cameras in there, and you've got all the lighting rigs in there, and you've got loads of bodies in there, it was like an oven. So it just was not designed for the job. We were sweating buckets. Like we had to every sort of couple of hours stop for 10 minutes and just try and cool down. A few weeks in, they luckily brought along some air conditioning units, but they were too noisy, so you couldn't actually have them turned on whenever we were filming. So then it got to once an hour, we could stop, down tools, and you just have an air conditioning unit pointed at you for a bit. But
Talking of sprung floors and studios, one of the BBC's main studios in Broadcasting House is on the 3rd level of basement, and it's about 10 foot above the Bakerloo line.
Brilliant.
And so one of the things they had to do, you can actually hear them rumbling past if you're in the basement and you're quiet. One of the things they had to do was spring load the floor so that the Bakerloo line going past would not make the cameras wobble. So the whole floor is basically floating on some really stiff springs. Mad, but there you go.
At least they thought about it and they've done it for that reason.
Yes.
I suppose that's the thing with the first one. They're sort of like, we don't know if this is going to work. I will just throw a small budget at it and work around it.
This was exactly it. For Series 2, they went to a proper studio. It's the same place that MasterChef got filmed. So it was actually a TV studio, so it was air-conditioned, it was bigger, had more open space, and did not have a sprung floor.
I must confess, I found the celebrity guests on Series 2 much more annoying. Partly because I didn't know who most of them were. There was one particular episode, I can't remember whether it was one of the actual episodes or a Christmas special. It might have been a Christmas thing where some of the kids were paired with the celebs.
Yeah, that was a Christmas one-off special.
Yeah, and some of the adults were cheating. They pinched things from around the set that had already been made.
Which then meant that the kids couldn't win. But of course,
Absolutely.
The adults would see it as a joke. The kids,
when they found out that basically they wouldn't be able to win, they were just devastated. And I thought, that's not nice. It really isn't. The adults should know better. And I don't think the production company should have actually gone that far down the road. They should have said to the adults, look, don't do that. It's going to be really crap for the kids. Don't do it. But I know
this sounds odd, but for me, it should have just been the celebrities, not involving the kids at all, because that way the celebs could have messed around and mixed it with the etc.
I really felt sorry for those kids. It was just, and I thought, nah.
But I suppose you needed someone in there who can actually build with Lego, and those kids could. They were all previous contestants from Series 1 and 2, so they got the skills, but of course they're going to take it personally.
Yeah, well, in that case, don't let the adults be dicks. You know, to put it bluntly. Sorry, this isn't a family-friendly stream, is it?
Not anymore.
It was until about a minute ago, I think.
Is that like a little mini Hedwig you're spinning around there?
Yeah, it's so cute. I really love these new Harry Potter pieces, so it's really cool that it's open wings like this.
Do you not find it odd, though, that it's open-winged a bit like a lectern rather than open-winged like an owl flying? Like, surely the stud should be on the sort of the base of, well, almost its belly rather than pointing backwards.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird.
You want the stud connection at the bottom, not at the back, if that makes sense. Yeah,
it is kind of weird because it looks like she's just stretching her wings out, like
or ready to hold a book, or
yeah.
Do we think that may be a clue for a future set? Do we think we're going to see this in a pearl gold to be the lectern of Dumbledore?
Yeah, surprised they haven't made that yet.
Like, they've got the mold for it now, haven't they? Put it in pearl gold and you've got a lectern ready made.
I'm really done with it, yeah. Because it probably, I mean, the way that those sets, you know, they obviously had the ones last year and they had the connection sort of one by one Technic holes for the ones which are come out this year. So I would imagine they've probably got the next couple of lines planned out already if they get to it.
The set that excited me last year was the one with the Patronus of the stag, and we got the sort of transparent blue glittery stag, which is lovely, but it made me really excited because I thought, ooh, does this mean we're going to get that mold in a solid colour and maybe get a Winter Village set with an actual reindeer instead of the strange brick-built ones? And it didn't happen. So I'm holding out hope for this year that we get maybe an actual minifig scale animal rather than brick-built reindeer. That'd be lovely.
Like
That's a great point.
So it excited me, but like, what can you actually do with any of the 3 Patronus figures that have come out? So the rabbit, there we go, the stag, and the otter.
You can make a habitat for it.
You could. It's a lovely habitat. Very limited
ice
usage.
sculptures.
Ice sculptures would work.
Ice isn't blue.
Force ghosts.
It's not going back.
I'd love to see some of the other animals. Well, the 3 Patronus animals in solid colours, so we can actually use them as animals. I think it'd be lovely.
Oh, Destiny's Bounty is looking nice.
Just at the end of bag 5, I think. I don't think I'm going to open another one. It's getting a bit late for that. But...
It is a bit late. I'm just thinking I need to head off soon. I've got to.
Yeah, I think we'll start winding all down there.
So there we go.
Oh yeah, that's looking quite nice. Wow. I just love that set.
Anchors that wind shot down. It's a well-appointed cabin. There's a bunk and a head, a wash basin, all sorts of nice things in there. Oh, lots of weapons, obviously, as well. So, yes, there's only 1 or 2 bits to do, and then I'm done for this bag, I think.
Done for that there. It looks like you made some pretty good progress on it.
So I've done 5 out of 15 bags, so that's pretty good.
Ah, excellent.
Oh,
So,
I like the little wild style.
Not wild style. Custom fig for Star Wars RPG.
Everything gets made back to Star Wars.
Everything.
I think
There we go.
you just need it in teal now.
Yeah. There you go.
I think we'll start winding down then. If I think it sounds like it is getting a bit late, we're starting to head towards the 3 hours. So we'll start with Kaz. What have you got coming up or on your channel? And
I have no idea because I haven't edited it yet. Although I'm taking part in the live stream, the 72-hour live stream in second weekend of July. So that'll be, I think that's the Saturday from 11 till 1 UK time. And I'll be possibly a guest on other folks' live streams or certainly hanging out in the chat for a lot of that. So that'd be good. My own channel, not really sure at the minute. I've got to do a bit of filming at the weekend because I'm almost out of stuff that I've got filmed. So not quite sure what I'll do. But there'll be more Micropolis, more habitats, possibly Great Ball Contraption soon as well. So keep your eyes peeled.
Definitely. And for your 72-hour slot, do you have a bit of an idea of what you might be doing on that slot?
If I haven't finished this, I might do it then. I've also got Apocalypseburg under the table that I need to start at some point, so I might do that.
That as well. Yep. I think the Welcome to Apocalypseburg, that was one of my favourite sets from last year. The build on that's really looking nice.
You guys are killing me. It's the one that I missed, and I'm so sad about that.
Yeah.
It kills me. I really wanted it, and it just wasn't on the shelves for very long. Those Lego Movie 2 sets were just gone.
Yeah, that one in particular, because they brought it out in like February last year, and at least in the UK, Black Friday, they had a sale to basically shift them, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, so, I just missed it, so...
I think I got mine in November, but it was there weren't many. That was from a Lego store. There weren't many left.
Yeah. So with that, Nate, I know you don't so much have a YouTube channel, but what's sort of coming up on your horizon, whether it be with Northern Brickworks or anything like that?
So Northern Brickworks, we've got our usual every other Monday virtual meets at the minute because we can't meet up for real, sadly, at the moment. We've got some project support, big projects going on as well. We've got 3 of those at the moment. I am working. Oh, I can show you. What can I show you? Here it is. Just last month, this was released in store. I made some of the models for this book. So
Nice.
check it out. So that's quite nice. Other than that, see me on social media, but probably not YouTube.
We'll catch you on one of the other socials then. So
Yeah.
at least now you're on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, the way I see it, all the kids at school tell me to get a YouTube channel, but as I've said, I can't think of anything to put on, and also I get invited to things like this. I make content with Lego for the Lego YouTube channel every now and again, so that means that I don't have to think of it. I just get rewarded for doing it. It's quite nice.
Yeah, excellent. And is that sort of with the stuff that you're doing with Lego a result of the Lego Master stuff?
Yes, I would say it is, because it meant that people who work in the Lego Hub get to know your name, and if they need something making that they can't get the design team in Billund to make, they'll approach myself. Steve sometimes gets approached as well, so it's quite a nice position to be in there, really.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, so it sounded like before you had a bit of a top secret project, so we'll look forward to seeing that down the line.
That will probably not be until next year now, but hey, some things take a lot longer than others.
Yeah. Cool. And Lamborghini, what's on the horizon, or where can people find you?
I'm mainly on Instagram, and I may be posting some builds there in the next couple of weeks, since I'm creating some small builds involving this person. I also have a 100 foil bag build challenge for Brickish that I need to finish really soon, actually. And those builds might or might not get a time lapse for my almost non-existent YouTube channel. So I don't know. More videos from me would be nice as well. And yeah, my ever so popular A Squadron from Star Wars Resistance instructions coming sometime soon. I don't know when. I need to stop procrastinating.
Just get to it and get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty then. And then, what's that there? Sorry, I'm still figuring out what these things are. Sarah Starbricks, what can people expect from you, or coming down the line from you?
Yeah, I'm also participating in the 72-hour community live stream, so I'm very excited about that, and hopefully we'll see a lot of the awesome people that are part of this community there, and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. So I've never done like a really huge community live stream like that before, so that'll be exciting. And other than that, I'm just doing a few more streams. I was streaming on Mondays and Thursdays, but I'm not sure if I'm still going to be doing that now that I finished up the Harry Potter sets, so we'll see. But yeah, other than that, just managing the Discord, which I'm very proud of and happy that that's going very well, and people seem to be enjoying using that as a tool to find out about live streams and communicate and share, and that's really awesome.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, it's certainly been a way in between streams to get a bit of a Lego fix or be part of the community. Or the other good thing with that is just finding out who's going or who's streaming at what time. So
I love it so much, because I'm really bad at using YouTube for subscriptions. So when I go on there, I can just see who's streaming or people's content and click it. It's so awesome.
Sarah, what's your Discord?
If you want, I'll send you a link.
Yeah, please.
I saw you added me on Instagram or followed me, so I'll send you a link on Instagram, and you can join it if you want. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because I'm on Discord a lot lately. Because I was made an admin on Rich Boy J's Discords.
Well, I'd love to have you on mine as well, so that'd be awesome. I'll definitely send you a link. And if anybody else is interested in the chat or in general who sees this, just contact me on Instagram, send me a message or something like that, and I will hopefully get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great like that, because even I think it fills in that gap nicely, because you go into YouTube and you're sort of like, well, who's streaming at the moment? And even if you're subscribed to stuff, you don't get half the notifications. It's really difficult. And at least there, half the time, you're sort of like, who's streaming now? It's like, oh, so-and-so. It's like, cool, come jump in, have a look, and just see what's happening. So it's great that way.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat saying they're enjoying it, so that's super awesome. So glad that you guys are part of it.
There is one more live event that I'd like to mention. The last weekend of July, on both the Saturday and Sunday for about 6 hours or more, I think, the London AFOLs and Brick Alley, who are the Northeast Lug, are presenting something called Bricks at Home, which is basically a virtual Lego con, if you like. bricksathome.co.uk, all the details. You have to sign up to watch the stream because it'll be via Zoom. So we need to find out who you are to invite you to the Zoom call. But there's a couple of Google Forms on linked from the website which explain, say, what you need to fill in. One for being a participant to watch, and another, which is even more important, is if you think you've got something that you'd like to present, just about 5-10 minutes worth of presentation on various subjects. We're going to theme various hours so that we've got 3 or 4 people doing 5 to 10 minutes per during the hour slot, and then there'll be questions and such like.
I signed on as an exhibitor, but I don't know how any of this works. Like I thought it was like a virtual, like a virtual show. Well,
it is. It's much like we do for our London AFOL Zoom call. That's effectively just for a larger audience. So, you know, when you do, we're having the Bionicle thing for our own Zoom call this month. That may well be very suitable to present to a wider audience for Bricks at Home as well. So, you know, it might be something you can think about if you'd like to have a go with that.
Yeah,
it's open to any AFOL in the UK. Not sure about overseas folks, but I'm sure if you drop somebody a line from the contact thing on the Bricks at Home website, then they'll let you know what the situation is.
Yep. Okay. Brilliant. That's great. And from Family Bricks here, be looking to do another stream next Friday. I have no idea at this stage what format or what I'm going to do with that, but follow on socials, and I'm sure you'll find it there. Usually the Tuesday is the vlog, which will come out. Usually just a summary of all the bits and pieces sort of been doing in and around Lego, and there's probably another review and some other things in there which you get at some stage. So I want to take this moment to thank everyone here who's joined tonight and streamed for the last 3 hours. So it's been great. Thanks very much, Kaz, and Nathan, and Lamborghini, and Sarah, and to Kevin, who was in here earlier, and of course to everybody in the chat who's been there and participating. It's always great to have people there throwing in the comments and ideas and things, so it's been brilliant. And I think that's pretty much. Does anybody else have any other last little minute comments or plugs? Or
no, I don't think of any.
I think we're all good then. All right then. Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks to the panel. Thanks to the people in the chat. And hope to see you guys down the road, and just take it easy. And until next time, when we talk about all things Lego and lifestyle. See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.